We are starting off pretty much where we left off beforehand, except about an hour has gone by, so you can all pretty much take a short rest while you're looking through the crate of the firearms that were brought to you. Not all of you, but Cade, Cyrus, Erdogan, and Milo can take a short rest, so you kind of wasted the potion. While you're looking through the firearms, seeing which ones you might want to take for yourselves, and I don't remember if I sent a list of those for you guys, but you can look it up into the compendium to see the firearms, and I'll tell you if they're if I made a DM tweak on them or not. Just look
I picked the revolver.
The revolver that you guys already had. Yes, I know. You like the unlimited ammo. Now that you don't know is going if it's a temporary enchantment or if it's going to last. If anybody wants to inspect that revolver with an arcana, they can. But Erdogan, you know your shield will be ready 1 day from now. And the next day. So if you guys went today, you know your AC would be a lot lower than it normally is. But at this point, Kadir has actually come back to town. He's only been gone for a day, and he's been guided to the same inn you guys are after your meeting with the commander. They can see what your question, by the way. Anything you say to me, the live stream, the people watching would be able to see your whispers to me as well. They can see the screen. They can see everything on the screen, your rolls, everything.
And you really expect us to behave?
No, I don't expect you to behave.
No, he doesn't.
I don't expect you to behave at all. I'm hoping that you guys do what you normally do. And for those that are watching, bear with us. This is our first time recording one of our sessions, and I will post a video later on explaining what happened prior to this session. So, anyway, Milo, as soon as you guys started looking through the crate of firearms, left the tavern and said, "I'll be back in an hour." Well, he didn't actually say that. Let me retcon that. "I'll be back in a little while," is what he said.
Can we have him arrested for threatening us?
How would he be threatening you?
He said he was coming back.
Oh, Terminator thing. Got it. No. But by the time, before Milo returns, Kadir would be showing up to the tavern while everybody is resting and looking through this crate of firearms.
But it was a threat.
So, as you can look in the top, Kadir is being escorted by the guard captain into the tavern.
Can I get the guard captain's name since I missed last session?
Honestly, I don't think anybody actually asked his name.
Well, I did when I met him.
His name is Captain Loder. Literally, Loder. That's Loderr. Loder.
Thank you. I was spelling it way off.
Yeah. 2 R's, making it an extra at the end.
I'll take a revolver also if there's another one.
The only revolver you have to your access to is the one that Cyrus currently has. Everything in the box is an assortment of the stuff that's available to the guards. There are pepper boxes, single shot pistols. There is a shotgun, and there's a 2-shot rifle, a regular rifle, and that's what's in the crate right now. The revolver are things that were just recently made by your friendly neighborhood clerk,
Alright.
and he is trying to proposition the city to start buying from him for these new advanced weapons.
And just, I'll take one of the long range weapons. Not train with it, but just to study it for now.
Okay, so you can not add any proficiency stuff to these firearms because none of you are trained in firearms. None of you. But you want a long range. There's the choice of the shotgun, the 2-shot rifle, which would give you 2 shots before you have to reload it, or the regular hunting rifle.
The hunting rifle.
Okay, so the regular hunting rifle is just like the 2-shot. It's just a slightly better, more advanced version. And that would be... You could actually... Rifle hunting, you can look it up in the compendium and add it to your sheet. Just remember to change...
I'm not going to use it. I'm going to, even if it, I'm going to make sketches of it.
Okay. Just remember, because you guys are not proficient, you either have to have a certain strength level before you can use the thing, or just straight up roll a strength check every time you're going to fire with it to make sure you can use it properly. And I'm going to say that the strength for these are 13 to even be able to use it at all. And if you don't have that, then you have to do a strength check to pass a DC of 13 to be able to use it. Every time you fire it. When you're proficient, then you don't have to worry about it because you were trained at how to deal with the kick and everything. You don't have to worry about those prerequisites. But I can't speak, but you know what I'm trying to say. Prerequisites, that's the word. Is what you're asking? No, it's not. Silence is not stationary. I don't know who was asking me that. It is unless you cast it on a particular thing. It's just like the light spell and other things. You can make it non-stationary. We've been over that. You can make.
We've been over that, and it is stationary.
It's
Negative, because
it's
I'm
a-
the one who asked the question.
It's a very, very complicated issue. But darkness can be moved around by casting it on something. Light can be moved around by casting it on something. Why couldn't silence?
Yeah, it's basically he was making me call it out.
If you I'm saying personally, and if it has to be a house rule, that's fine. If you're going to want it to move around, you have to legitimately target an item of something that is movable. You can't cast it on a person, but a non-living item that can be carried, sure. That's not enchanted item. Like a coin or a button, something like that. Just keep that in mind for future reference. I'm making that call because it doesn't make sense that darkness and light can be used like that, but silence can't. Does anybody have a problem with that going forward? If they do, speak now or forever hold your peace. They couldn't hear you. You were muted.
We've already had this conversation.
I don't know. Okay. I'm guessing no one actually has a problem with that. So it says, centered on a point you can see within range. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere. So I'm going to say you can pick a point that's a movable item. It's just, you pick a point on a coin. You can pick an object as well. It's just, it makes more sense that way to me, personally. Again, but if you have an issue with that, let me know. And I will say
I
no.
take issue with your face.
Noted.
Upon greeting Kadir, I'm going to brief him on the mission we're being given, and that we're dealing with something capable of petrifying.
Unaliving us.
Oh, lovely.
Oh wait, I'm not inside.
And I currently do not have access to greater restoration.
I do.
Do you have it prepared personally?
Double checking, but I'm 90% sure. I'm now 100% sure I do.
I have Revivify.
Also,
I just don't have diamonds. Oh.
I have Revivify, but I don't have the diamonds to reincarnate you guys.
oh, I
I've
think
got,
a bunch of us have diamonds.
I've got Raised Dead and diamonds.
I've got Revivify, and then if anything, I can always take and put your corpse in my bag of holding and then resurrect you the next day.
He's just letting you guys know that he is another person that can revivify if needed. He just doesn't have diamonds on him to do so.
Which diamonds should have been priority, but I like alone time with my new hand.
Yeah, at this point, Kadir is, I guess, walked in as the guard captain leaves, greeting you, being a lot more friendly to you than he was to the other people, even cracking up a little bit.
Oh,
And,
we were speaking Dwarven.
Yep, the other people, he was very emotionless and blunt. He was actually talking, carrying on conversation as you guys were walking, because it was a pretty far walk. And in retrospect, I'm going to let you see, because you weren't able to. This is the level that you're on. I need to actually move the whole thing, not just myself. This is the level IronForge that you're on.
Oh, wow, that's massive.
This
Thank
is
you.
just one level.
And where are we in this level?
Effectively, you guys started down here, obviously, and you guys are here. If you
I
can
did
see
not
my
see
thing.
anything ping on the map.
This is the tavern. This is
Oh.
clerk shop.
Okay,
Tavern, clerk shop.
bottom middle, copy.
And that's the only place non-residents of IronForge are allowed to go. You have to be escorted to go anywhere else if you're not a resident, or you have to get a pass from someone of the higher ups, like the commander or the king or the religious leader.
Based off of me being a dwarf and the fact that where I come from and all that, with my letter of introduction from the king, would I have gotten a pass?
You have not been given a pass, but you do have permission to go see the king, the commander, and the religious leader, the names is...
I have the commander and the religious leader. I don't have the king, I don't believe.
Do you remember what the religious leader's name is?
Hold on, checking notes. Oh, it's Thorn is the king, and the religious leader, the high priest, is... I only have the last name of Stoneheart. I didn't get a first name.
Okay. Do you remember what the commander's name is?
The commander's the dude you just... I just wrote him down. He's on a different note session.
Well, his name is...
He is... Oh, no, not the commander. I'm sorry, I have the captains.
Yes, the commander... You would have this information personally, and that's Commander Holderick. Holderick. That's
Okay.
HOLDERHEK.
Okay.
You would have that information. But upon arriving to the city and asking questions, you would found out that the high priest Stoneheart has recently passed away, And there is a new high priest, and his name is Dane Baldurk.
So what was the cause of death of the old one? And just because of things that have happened recently and the stuff that we know, when I get a chance, I would like to maybe doing some divine to see if there was anything suspicious on how he died.
It was reported as natural causes because he was old. He wasn't quite as old as Baldurk Greybeard. You know, the dwarf
Yep,
that you
my
got.
buddy.
But if the name Dane Baldurk sounds familiar, that's the reason. Baldurk is his father, actually. Baldurk Greybeard. Greybeard is his nickname. Baldurk is his name, his family name. And Dane Baldurk is his son.
Am I successful in soiling Milo's pants?
With the way that spell works, yes, but Milo's not in there just yet. But as soon as he comes back, you see him, obviously.
So once the introductions, or after Erdogan kind of warms me up on the situation, I let him know, I let the group know why I was called back to the other door, or to my dwarven kingdom, and let him, basically, to give you all the heads up. The gist of it is, the dwarf that came to our house was actually a messenger meant to take Orcus's dagger and secure it somewhere. He never made it to the kingdom. They found him murdered. The dagger is now gone, and I am set to help investigate that. Granted, if it's gone, I have, I'm willing to bet all of I'm willing to bet all of Cyrus's money that we know who did it.
At this time, when you were explaining that, that's when Milo shows up. And I guess for what you're trying to cast, because it's a vocal and some somatic components, he can see you casting it because you're not trying to be subtle. So
No, I'm not casting. Oh, you're talking about Erdogan's spell.
Yes, then
Sorry.
Milo, I will give you a dexterity save.
Okay, I got a dexterity save right now.
Yes, and I'm going to check something to see, because you're not in combat.
I believe this would be a charisma.
You think it'd be a charisma save? Personally?
Let me check. Either that or... I don't know. You're the DM.
I think dexterity, because he's trying to get out of the way of your spell casting.
Okay, my shit just got down, but I sent a charisma save to you, but
You sent it to me personally. You got to get off of your DM chat one.
it fucking failed again. Roll 20 on.
Roll 20 will fix itself in a second. But you would not have disadvantage on this, by the way.
I would just be rolling a normal?
Yes. Yes.
Gotcha.
You don't get advantage because you don't have your sword drawn.
Okay.
You only get advantage on all saving throws against spells and magical effects when your sword is drawn. When it's not drawn, then you just have a bonus to it thanks to your auras, which I've already implemented your bonus. And because his is down, I'm going to go ahead and roll for him. Were you playing your loot or just trying to do it quickly as soon as you saw him?
Just soiling his pants.
God.
So your loot was not out.
Nope.
And you picked dexterity, I picked dexterity. Milo, there's a good chance you failed this. Nope, passed.
Well done. Well done. You would have passed that even if I used my loot.
Well,
All right, that's enough.
paladins,
Silliness.
based on your ability as a lore bard, you would know, thanks to their devotion to their deities, actually can add their charisma modifier to their saving throws, all of them. So he gets a bonus to all of that. And anybody within 10 feet of him gets the same effect. Remember that going forward. If you're within
Refuse.
10 if you are within 10 feet of him, you get to add his charisma modifier to your saving throws.
Which is
+5.
+5. Okay.
I can't look at it right now, so.
Yes, you increased your charisma when you leveled up. Well, I increased your charisma when you leveled up because you made me level you up. And it made sense for you to have a higher charisma because you're a freaking paladin.
Fair warning.
The holding you at gunpoint really helps too.
There may be some unexplained absences on my part. I am watching over a little one with markers.
That's perfectly understandable. But as you're explaining this, Milo walks back in, and Erdogan notices and immediately tries to cast a spell because it's Erdogan. He dodges out of the way, but when he does, when he moves, you can see Milo's arm. His prosthetic arm that you guys are used to was a bronze-ish, dinged-up looking thing. Now it's shiny and silver-colored.
So that's what happens when you actually clean that thing.
Nah, dickhead, I'm sorry. Clerk, fixed it up for me. He gave me a fucking light. Wait, can I say that?
Lightsaber.
No, I can't say lightsaber. That's fucking gay. Alright. He gave me a cool not lightsaber.
You just call lightsabers gay. That's it. Casting this on his arm.
The fact that I can't call my not lightsaber a not lightsaber. Gotcha, buddy. But yeah, my proto shield can turn into a proto blade now. So awesome.
Cool. So you got a shiny butter knife.
Pretty much.
But
So what you're saying is you can do the fondue, we just bring the cheese?
We are men of action. We need battle. Battle!
But first, fondue.
as you guys are having this conversation, the two soldiers that are next to the crate are looking at you all, and one of them goes, "Can you hurry it up, please? We got to bring this crate back."
Wait, makes this comment.
We don't get to keep the crate?
Looks like Milo just went in the crate.
For context for Kadir, the crate is holding different firearms that the commander is giving you all access to borrow for now, because your party requested that.
Kadir looks over the stuff and says, "It's about time you boys got some decent dwarven weapons," and he heads to the bar to get a drink.
Good morning. How can I help you?
The best dwarven ale you've got, ×2.
Very well. She turns around and really quickly turns back around with 2 tankards of ale.
Ask her what the price is.
For 2? Oh, you're with him? Because Erdogan's next to you.
Of course I'm with him.
Then
Erdogan, what'd you do?
It's on the house.
Oh.
Yeah, Erdogan, what did you do?
I raised the first ale up to Erdogan and salute. I wink at the lady behind the bar, and I down it in
Don't
one
do
go.
that.
I performed music in the bar last night and rolled stupid high.
If that's what you kids call it these days.
He's calling him that, and that's what it was.
Nah, there's someone completely different in this room last night.
Yes, the ogre.
So, I'm curious, because this is for the DM, is what's up with the lone dwarf in the back corner? Because his character looks a little shady. What do I notice about him?
Well, with your passive perception, the level it is, you obviously did notice him. He, if you looking at him directly and trying to take a better look,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not just passively looking at him, I would like you to roll a perception check for me and see if it's higher than your passive. If it's not, then we're going to go off your passive.
Guidance. Okay, it lets me put the guidance, thank God.
Because isn't that your passive?
It is. So 23 total.
Okay. You see a dwarf wearing what looks to be leather armor with a cloak donning over his shoulders and his head, sitting there nursing a tankard of ale himself and smoking from a pipe. But as you watch him, he brings the cup up to his mouth, but he's not actually drinking, as he puts it down occasionally. And he's just, every so often when you look back at him, he's scanning the room.
Using the rings, the telepathy in the rings, I tell the party that there's a suspicious character in a corner of the room, and I'm going to go strike up a conversation with him. Just kind of keep your eyes up and about. So I ask for a refill on my first mug, and I take the second mug over, and I go have a seat and slide the mug over to the dwarf. I'm assuming he is a dwarf, right?
Yes. Most of the people in here are dwarves. Some are traveling merchants that are only allowed to stay in this tavern while they're in town. So,
In Dwarven, I basically, good day, friend. What brings you here this fine day? As I slide the ale over to him.
as you're walking, he sits up a little bit straighter, and then when you sit down and slide it over to him and say that in Dwarvish, he responds back in Dwarvish. I just had a rough night last night and just trying to forget it with a little bit of day drinking.
Oh, well, enjoy this ale. Let me help you forget your troubles, friend.
Thank you. And he takes it, and he actually starts drinking this one while you're sitting there with him.
Name's Kadir. What's yours?
It's Davin. He does it just like that when he says Davin.
I guess perception check whether or not I believe him. Nice.
And I'm going to roll this. Oh yeah, you don't believe him. He seems shady as all get out, and it seems like he's being very guarded.
I'm going to cast Minor Illusion to do a whisper right by his head that says, "They know."
I'm definitely using the ring still to communicate to everybody else that, oh boy says, I pass on. He says his name's this, but I'm not buying it.
And he gets an investigation check to see if he can tell it's an illusion, correct?
That one's through the loot. God damn.
But after the illusion happened, he does look even more guarded than you could see beforehand, Kadir. And he starts to slide over, like, I better get going. Thanks for the drink.
Good day, friend.
And as he's sliding over, his cloak gets caught on the counter right here, and he just quickly pulls himself off and then scurries out the front door and then just leaves. I'm going to leave it there, but he's left.
Cyrus casts invisibility on himself and follows him.
Okay.
Does Kadir notice, like, when his cloak caught? Did I notice anything, like if he's carrying anything? Did anything drop that I need to be aware of?
Oh yes, when his cloak got caught, you distinctly heard something metallic hit the ground. To see what it was, you're gonna have to roll an investigation.
With guidance. I don't think I need guidance.
While looking around, you see a little symbol, like a little pin. It looked like it was supposed to be holding his cloak together, but it was hidden underneath his beard. And the pin is that of a dragon head with a heart symbol behind it.
Called it.
And Cyrus, as you're going away, he's attempting to stealth. What's your passive perception?
19.
So yeah, you see him rather well while you're chasing him. And
I'm not chasing. I'm just following. I'm trying to stay. Well, I guess he can't see me. I'm trying to stay quiet. All that wonderful stuff.
Well, you get an advantage on your stealth. You always get an advantage anyway to try to stay silent while you're invisible. So go ahead and do that.
33.
Do you need a roll for me to assume? Because after we had to fight the Dragonborn, I'm assuming he is one of the contacts that we know being in the group called the Dragonheart.
What was that? Sorry. My daughter's being a little loud.
I'm assuming that he's part of the that group called Dragonheart.
That's a fair
That's what
assessment.
I said in chat.
I haven't read chat. I've been busy looking at stats. All right, then through the ring. Maybe do we want to tell the guards, or like what have you? Since I've been gone, what did you guys find out or anything? Because I know we have to be careful who we talk to about this.
Actually, you got one that's statted up already, so...
I'm going to reply through the ring. I think our best chance to get after Dragonheart while we're here is to play my family name.
Okay. Well, I've got the pin just in case we need it for something.
Okay, you guys are on this map because Cyrus has gone invisible and is chasing... Well, not chasing, but following cautiously behind this guy.
I'm keeping conscious of how long and how long it'll take me to get back, knowing that I only have an hour before my invisibility wears off.
I'm going to say back through the ring, catch up to him, and tell him Lord Robin would speak to you.
Okay? So I'm just going to follow him and see where he goes.
I mean, clearly Cyrus is a terrible thief because he's invisible and I can see him on the map.
Well, he's invisible for our purposes. At the moment, Cyrus is just letting him go away, not following him.
Oh, I'm supposed to be moving. Okay.
No, don't move.
each 6 seconds. This is more or less the speed he's going to get around the city. And seems like he's going slow. Just trying to casually walk around. And he's just...
Out of character, Cyrus, I thought you like boosted your speed. Shouldn't you have been able to catch up to him by now?
Well, yeah, but I'm not attempting to catch up to him. I'm attempting to see where he goes.
Oh, I thought you were delivering Erdogan's message.
Oh, I will. I just want to see where he goes when he doesn't realize he's being followed.
Are you delivering that before or after you stab him?
We'll see.
Keeping your options open. I like it.
Stop, sir.
And he looks like he's starting to go into what seems like a temple.
Okay. Can I tell what temple it is from looking at it?
Religion check real quick.
Religion check. Okay.
I know you're not proficient in it, so it's just a broad religion to see if you can tell what it is.
3. It's a building. I'm not even sure if it's a temple. It's a building.
It looks big, gold, and it looks like there's some anvils and hammers around. You're not sure what it's about.
So before he goes in, I get right behind him and I whisper that message. And then I just move back to see how he responds to it. Still invisible, still doesn't see me.
Are you telling us anything about where you're at?
Yeah, I'll explain through the ring that I'm at some building that's got anvils and stuff on it, and he was just about to go into there.
Do you need a religion check from me to tell you what kind of, or to try to guess what building he's at?
And I would have said that we went across a bridge and wherever I am is surrounded by water.
And Cyrus, I need you to roll me a wisdom check real quick. Just a check, not a save.
Okay. 8.
Good. Don't worry about it.
Awesome. I love that.
Based off of what he described to us, would I know the building, or would I need to make a religion check?
You don't have to make a religion check. You know exactly what this place is.
It's Morden.
I'm just making sure. I was 90% sure.
I mean, some of your party members might not be very religious, but you are. And as soon as he said he sees anvils everywhere and some hammers and statues, golden dwarves. I don't know what this place is. You're like, dude, it's a Temple of Morden. You've been to one of these places with me.
Oh, is that where you beat up the old dwarf and stole his hammer?
I did not beat up the old dwarf.
That poor guy.
I'm pretty sure you swung your warhammer at him a handful of times.
I sparred with him.
And barely won at that. I love that.
Pretty much.
And yeah, so you sparred with him, you beat him up, and then you took his hammer.
He gifted me the hammer.
And all this is happening over the ring right now.
Yep.
That poor old defenseless man.
Who he also brought back here to his home.
Oh,
So
I
how's-
know. And I bought a hammer for him and gave it to him.
So how's that dwarf react to the whisper?
As soon as Cyrus does that, he turns around quickly with a dagger drawn, looking around, and he's going to try to roll to see if he can tell, because obviously, yeah, he can't tell where you are or anything like that. And he speaks out loud for you to hear. If Lord Raven's here, then he will be contacted soon. And then he drops something on the ground, and about 6 seconds go by until this entire area is filled with smoke. Which gives him advantage on this.
Not much of an advantage.
No, he did not roll very well. So,
Do you need a check for me to see if I can still see him?
see which way he's going through his stealth, yes. Trying to get away
And that-
with the smoke.
Okay.
You can see he just pretty much goes right into the temple.
Okay. So
At
I
this,
inform through the ring where I am then that he went into the temple, and I ask, you guys want me to stick around for a little bit and see if he leaves, or should I come back?
at this point, only about 10 minutes have gone by since the spell was activated. So you still have about 40 minutes before your spell fades. Cyrus is waiting on a response on if he should see if he comes out, or if he should go in after him, or just come back.
Come back.
It'll be time to deal with them
Okay.
once we have free movement through the city.
Now I need a intelligence check from you to see if you can remember your way back, or an investigation. Your call. They're pretty much the same thing for you, aren't they?
No, because I've just recently been proficient in investigation.
Well, give me that. Yeah, you can make. Yeah, you make your way back. It only takes you 10 minutes, about the same amount of time it took you to get there to begin with. It's a good thing
Okay.
too, because that wisdom check was to for you to remind yourself that if your invisibility falls out while you're in town, and the fact that you don't have an escort, you could get in big trouble.
They'd have to catch me first.
Well, with your passive perception, I'll go ahead and say, and you did make it back. But with your passive perception, as you were going around, you did see guards holding some of these firearms that you've seen, but these are bigger versions, just on top of roofs, dotting around the city.
Okay.
Just periodically, you would look up and see one. You saw the guards walking around the street, obviously, but you also saw. You assume they're guards because they're wearing very similar get-up as the ones on the street, just a slightly lighter version.
And what else do I see on the way back? Do I see other shops or other businesses or?
Yes, you see bakeries, you see blacksmiths, you see tailors, you see other restaurants, other taverns, you see people living their lives. But as you're walking, again, this is because you have a high perception. They have smiles on their face as they're going through their daily lives, but you can look in their eyes and you can see a hint of fear, a hint of worry in almost every single one of them.
Do you have an idea of what they're fearing or worrying about?
Give me another
Is it
wisdom
what we-
check. That's good enough.
19.
That's good enough this time. You would assume that it's the fact that they've been at war for the past 200 years and that at any time their home can be attacked. This land, while it seems peaceful, is under constant threat. It's only peaceful on the outside, on the surface. But you make
Okay.
you make it back, and you guys are all here. So, what would you like to do now?
Are we staying here for the night before we begin our adventure, or are we beginning our adventure this day?
I think it's morning. I think we should just go ahead and go.
Okay.
It is currently, after that whole endeavor, it is 11:30 in the morning still. It is not hit midday yet.
And our adventure is going to take us to some creatures that potentially can petrify us. Did we get more intel on what those creatures actually are so we can prepare tactics wise? And why are we doing this? And what is our objective?
Okay, so when your entire group went to the palace to speak to the king, because you weren't there, and the commander of the entire IronForge Military was there, and he was there because his contacts told him about your missive going to the king, and that he halted his campaign that he was currently going through to come back to intercept you personally. He was disappointed that you weren't there, but he
Basically,
said,
we have to do this to actually earn their trust and get any cooperation from them.
you do this for him, and he will personally give you all permission to go around the city as you will, give you permission to buy things other than the one shop that you're allowed to.
So honorary citizenship.
No, just a pass.
Ah.
Basically, consider it like a
Well,
green card.
There goes your house, Erdogan. Your dream. Gone.
Yeah, well, I was personally wondering if one of you would have actually asked about the shady-looking dude in the corner. But before you guys head down, Erdogan, you go into the shop, and the one shop you're allowed to shop at, which I guess before you head down there, you want to make one stop there. And the answer your question, the information about the information you have is the only information you have. What happened was there was one dwarven guard that came off the elevator and was rambling off about monsters in the abandoned sector. And his entire patrol didn't come back up. And moments later, he turned into a statue. That's all the information they have. The commander was about to go down in force with men to handle this, but he figured this was a good test for you all.
I disagree.
He straight up told you two things. One, you guys can go down there and check it out and come back and report what happened, and he'll take care of it from there, and he'll pay you 500 gold each. Go down there, check it out, and handle it. Just whatever is down there. Deal with it yourselves, and he'll pay you 500 platinum each.
I could use the 500 platinum. I am in crippling debt. I stay up most nights. It's horrible.
But yes, that's pretty much the gist of the information that was given to them for the most part. And it's your call once you get down there if you want to deal with it or just see what it is. But the reward for doing so is vastly different. And this is the one shop that's you're all permitted to go in. And they did any of you warn him, Kadir, before you went in here?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. As soon as you go through the
Nope.
door, at the counter, you see something that you've seen before, but the last time you saw it, it was trying to kill you. It's a metal man. Which you've seen him before, and you know that the dwarves of IronForge implemented these as weapons, but in your knowledge, you thought they were mostly all gone at this point. But here is a warforged serving as a clerk at a shop. Welcome. I am Clerk. How may I assist you?
Kadir, taking a note out of the ease in which his friends enter, is just kind of guessing that it's probably not that big of a deal. But he's going to sit back just to be safe.
Just standing upright. And as you see when Erdogan goes up to the counter, this warforged stands about 3 inches taller than Erdogan. With lack of communication, it repeats itself. Welcome. I am Clerk. How may I help you?
Watch your tone.
Kadir just says, do what you guys need to do so we can go.
As soon as Milo says, watch your tone, the Warforged raises his hand, flips the palm back towards him, and puts down 4 fingers, and flicks Milo off, and then puts his hand back to his side.
Kadir starts laughing.
Dick.
Cyrus steps up and asks, this enchantment you put on this revolver of yours that you gave us, how long does it last?
Until I remove it to put it on something else, or until I die.
Kill him.
Great. Stay safe now.
I plan on it. Do any of you need anything? Or are you just stopping to say hello?
We
I
need
would
your help
like a
down in
basic
this area
upgrade.
that we're going to.
Yes.
Too many responses at one time. Please take your please take turns.
Kadir, using the ring, says, why don't we try to hire this guy for 100 gold to come with us to wherever it is to help scout? Odds are it can't beat petrified.
Buckler, your buckler will not be ready until tomorrow.
Me with- And you know I just come here to see your beautiful face. Love you, boo. Wait, you're not boo boo anymore. He's boo boo. Shh.
Very well. Would you like a loaner, or would you like to purchase one outright? And Milo, you can tell that Clerk is completely ignoring you while he's dealing with a customer.
I have feelings, you metal bastard.
And then he proceeds to do the same thing with his hand and flips you off.
Are you going to ignore me for another decade?
You're the one that left town.
But I said bye.
That's not what Jinx said.
Well, to you, I said bye.
No, you didn't. Well, I meant to.
Oh, well, yeah, meant to.
Would you like to purchase a buckler? A standard buckler? Or would you like to have me loan you one until yours is ready?
Yes.
Invalid response.
One of those two.
Yes, Daddy.
I could loan you one for 3 gold.
Done.
If you break it, you owe me the full amount.
Milo owes me money. Collect from him.
Wait, what?
At that, I'm like, Milo owes you money too?
Crippling debt. Just crippling debt.
Is there anything else any of you will be needing? Or does that conclude our business?
Again, Kadir uses through the ring, saying, "Hey, maybe we could hire this guy to come with us, because I don't know if he can be petrified."
Erdogan, give it a call. Give it a try. You're the smooth tongue.
He's with us. He can't work on my buckler.
He
So
can
what
bring
you're
it along.
saying is, when you're the first person turned to stone, you'll be the last one to revive if we can get your stone form back.
Roll an Arcana, anyone that's proficient with it.
Got it.
And Erdogan, thanks to your training and studying of these things to begin with, you know that they are not resistant to being petrified. They're resistant to poison, and they're immune to disease in general, but a magical effect such as being petrified would still affect them.
Does he have a shroll?
A what?
A shroll. I asked a question. Shroll or a potion.
What kind of potion?
Set it in chat. Greater restoration. Just in case.
Oh, scroll.
That's what I said. Shroll.
Very well. I'm afraid something like that would I would have to request from the clergy. I do not have anything like that personally at the moment.
Nope, that's all I need.
How many times could Kadir cast Greater Restoration?
2.
All he really needs is 2.
I mean, what?
I don't plan on dying.
I could, before we sleep and go tomorrow, have you cast 1 into the ring.
Or cast 1 into the ring now, and then presumably this is going to be a multi-day affair.
Yeah.
Well, reminder.
But yeah, you guys can take the Greater Restoration.
It cost me 100 gold
I don't
pieces
plan
of
on
diamond
fucking
dust.
dying.
Well, that was a little bit of overlapping, and I apologize for that.
Yeah, I was muted.
We can, I'll toss you 100 gold. That's fine.
For what?
All right, I'll recoup after the fact. It's 100 gold pieces of diamond dust in order to cast Greater Restoration.
So you would have to
Take
take
what-
100 gold worth of diamonds and bust it down to dust, which you can do with one of your abilities, pretty much.
Take what you owe me from Milo. He owes me.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, no, not more debts. Just transferring the debt.
Partial of the debt, yeah.
So Milo, what do you want next for a functional limb? You want me to take your leg, or you want to keep, or you want you take your other arm?
I would like to keep my limbs, thank you.
All right. Well, Kadir's ready to travel forth. He's not buying it.
Please come back if you ever need anything. I am always open.
That's what she said.
Did you say that out loud, or
No,
was
that's
that
out of character.
Okay. And then he turns around and goes into the back, and you can hear it sounds like he's working on something. So you're all ready to head out.
Yep.
Yep.
Very well. You all head to the elevator. And at this point, you have a guard on both sides of you walking along with you, your escort. And one of them turns to Kadir and speaks in Dwarvish. So, where are we taking you?
Out of character. Nobody's told me, so either it was passed on. If the DM rules it was not passed on, then I'm gonna.
I speak Dwarvish.
You do speak Dwarvish, so you heard what he said, and you know exactly where you're going. Kadir, I would say they forgot to tell you personally. They just yeah, we got this mission to take care of, and they told you all that stuff, but they didn't really tell you where. But
in Dwarven, I reply back to the dwarf. These knuckleheads didn't tell me where we're going. I'm just the Dwarven representative.
And Milo, if you want to respond in Dwarvish back to them, because you understand Dwarvish and you can speak it, you can say, we're going to the abandoned level of IronForge.
I was getting there. Yeah, we are going to the abandoned level of IronForge. Thank you. Love you.
And then both the guards look over at you, speaking Dwarvish, confused and slightly with more respect in their eyes towards you.
Was that towards Milo or me?
To Milo, because he speaks,
of course,
because he can speak
me.
Dwarvish.
Yes, it's very impressive that the dwarf can speak Dwarvish. There you go.
We're very proud of you.
I try my best, guys, just for you.
An American getting a C in English. That's what you speak.
But
all right, let's go.
They escort you to the elevator, and one guard walks over to the one that's standing over guard of the elevator itself and says something to the other guard, which both Milo and Kadir understand this, and they're going to the abandoned level. Did you get any heads up about this? And the guard responds, yes. Okay. And the one guard standing in front of the elevator motions you on.
Before we go down, I ask if there's any special passphrases or checks or things that we need to know if we want to come back up here without causing any stirs.
You're asking the guard?
Yep.
He just looks at you. Nah. And he walks into the elevator with you and shows you the lever. All you got to do is lift this to the level you want. You would be coming back to this level, which is level 1.
Okay, and what level am I taking? What level's the abandoned one, so I know which one to drop these guys off at before I head to the bar?
You're heading to 4.
Yeah.
What are you sleight of handing?
He just groped Cyrus's butt.
Unfortunately, Milo's passive perception is higher than that, so he can tell that you're trying to do that.
Oh.
He tried to spray you
Dick.
with perfume.
Yes.
I didn't try.
Fucking asshole.
I mean, he did. He sprayed you with perfume, but you saw it happen. But this
I
is
choose to ignore it.
as the elevator lands. This is the scene that you come to. And for all of the people watching this, what you can see is not what they can see. I will switch over to join as player temporarily so they can see exactly what it is you guys can see. Before I switch back to being a DM. There is no light in here whatsoever for any of you to see. So you're all basing it off of dark vision. So I would imagine, Cyrus, you immediately put your goggles down.
Yep.
Same.
Don't you have your you didn't take the Warlock Eyes thing?
I haven't decided yet, and I haven't leveled up in Warlock yet.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. So you both put your goggles down, and as soon as you step off the elevator, and there is no light in here whatsoever. Where the higher levels have. I just love how you guys are walking around without knowing anything. I'm switching back to DM, but the higher levels have
Lay
these
raw drinking.
these sconces periodically everywhere with these glowing stones, very similar to that dungeon that you first went to, but they're more natural stones that just produce light for guests and the such, and to improve on just being able to see, because dwarves do have dark vision, but dark vision can only get you so far with absolutely no light. As you guys can see now, it's kind of hard to see. And Erdogan, as soon as you take a few steps, you're healed at this point. You all healed up. So let me put you back up to
Wait,
your...
you're actually saying I'm charging in after screaming adventure awaits?
You did charge in. You moved forward.
All right then.
You move forward to where you're at now until you immediately stopped after seeing was on the steps. Does everyone have access to their tokens, and can everybody see? That's
Yes.
the question.
Yes.
Okay, well, as Erdogan was walking down the steps, as soon as he got to where he is now, he could see a statue that looks like it fell backwards and shattered.
This is clearly Shatterstone's fault.
So we're going to agree that for communication down here, we're going to use the ring so we can keep our hearing clear for anything else.
Yes.
And I gotta ask Milo, for the fact of for stealthing, will you be activating your shield, or will you hold off on that?
I'm holding off on my shield.
So are all of you going to be trying to stealth through here for now, or are you going to let this rogue go ahead of everybody?
I think the rogue needs to scout out in 10 to 20 foot intervals ahead of us to let us know, and then tell us in the ring to move up, and reminding him that not all of us are stealthy.
Most definitely am not.
So everybody go ahead and roll stealth, see what happens at this point. If you haven't
I
already
already
rolled
rolled
one.
mine.
I saw yours, you're good, like usual.
Guidance for Kadir.
You have disadvantage on yours, don't you? No, you fix that.
Yeah, I'm normal, but I still suck.
Well, Milo got a pretty good stealth, and so did
Oh, wow.
Kadir. But Erdogan and Cade, I mean, a reminder to Cyrus that he could, through his dagger, still cast Pass Without a Trace today. He used his invisibility, but he can still use Pass Without a Trace.
And
But
instead, he walked away after an Uno and a dose.
but he would absolutely have to stay with everybody, and that's not the best course of action, according to all of you. Correct?
Correct.
So, Milo, you're moving forward a little bit ahead, but you want to, I guess, I'm assuming you're going to stay right there until any other information is given, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So, let's pull these up, because I'm going to need them. Pulling up all my sheets that I'm possibly going to need.
So Cyrus gets here and kind of peeks around the corner. What all does he see there?
Oh, it's at this point it's actually fairly self-explanatory. Whenever you peek over the corner, what you can see is what you can see, and you see a statue for the most part. If I'm looking correctly.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a statue or a skeleton or something.
It looks like a statue looking inside that building. It just looks like he's the statue itself is just trying to look inside to see what they can see, and then it's just there.
Okay. Tell everybody to move forward to the edge of where I am. And
So Kadir's got to ask though. Did you not see? So where you are, you're in front of us to the right. But what about this passageway to the left?
that's a good question. I'll move back to the passageway on the left.
Kadir's definitely recommending that we don't know what's down here. If it petrifies us, we want to go extra cautious and be careful so that we can't get flanked.
So through your rings, or you can go ahead and have this right now, saying you were talking about it on the elevator. What is your course of action? Are you scouting and just getting the 500 gold, or are you going to try to handle whatever this is to get that 5,000 gold each?
Oh, I'm killing what's ever down here.
With great
Kadir's view
prejudice.
is we're going to take it one step at a time. We start with the scouting. If it determines that we can beat what we're fighting, then absolutely we'll continue on. If it looks like we might have a problem, we will go.
The only thing pushing me is the crippling debt.
Well, if you learn to spend within your means, Milo.
This is true. Thank you.
I'm
Life
gonna
lesson.
I'm gonna through the ring. I'm gonna ask the party to gather around me for a moment.
Cyrus, when you were walking over there, you did see a door right here.
Did I? Okay, that's what a door looks like. Gotcha.
It's a little hard to see, but it's that way on purpose to make it easy to miss. You have to pay
Everyone?
attention.
Okay.
Did Kate actually walk all the way over there?
Cade
Kate
here.
Kate, are you there?
Cade's on mute.
Hello? I need to know if he just haphazardly moved his piece there, or what was he actually there?
Did you just turn him to stone in real world?
He's typing in chat real quick to see what happened.
The kid drew on his TV. I knew it.
Well, he told you to move here, so that's where you move to. Good to know. Okay, now you're in a little hut. That-
I'm ritually casting that, so we have to
11 minutes.
presume nothing's going to attack us for 11 minutes. If nothing does, then the party is free to continue scouting, and I'm going to maintain this.
I couldn't hear the last 10 seconds.
You're good.
All right.
Alright, so I'm going to stay in the hut maintaining it with concentration.
So you guys have a base of operations down here, I assume?
Okay. So I'm gonna continue to. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not lighting up on my phone, so.
Weird.
Okay, guys, which direction do you want me to go? Do you want me to go to our right or our left?
Well, you did see the door here, and you didn't fully explore all the way down this alley area. You didn't go too far south, and then you didn't go to the right at all.
Could everything's cleared out from the left, kind of like just anything that could be potentially blocking us from getting to the exit should we need to in a hurry. We need to clear that way first. And he reminds you that come see him. He will cast guidance on you, but it's a touch thing.
So, pretty much everybody is going to hang out in the little hut while Cyrus is going to go do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Okay. Cyrus is gonna move back to this door. And he's gonna put his ear to the door, and do I hear anything?
You hear a door.
Hear a door. Is there any traps, or is it locked?
You know, you can jiggle the handle. It doesn't actually have one. It's a stone door. But you investigate the door. It seems to be clear.
Okay, I open the door.
You push on the door. It's a little heavy for you, especially since you're level in strength. But you open it up and nothing happens. And you can just move your token past the barrier right there to see inside. And I think you can see that there's another door right there, and there's a small little door to your left.
Okay, and are these stairs right here, or what are these?
Those are stairs, but as you look up to the top, there's just ruined stone in the door frame that's up there. There's no getting through in there.
Okay. So since I'm standing next to another door, I'm going to do the same thing. Listen at the door. And check it for traps or see if it's locked.
It's not locked, and it doesn't seem to be trapped, and you don't hear anything again.
Open the door, and what do I find inside?
A closet. Just a closet.
It's a closet. Okay, well... I'm gonna go over to this door. Same routine.
This one doesn't seem to be locked, trapped, and this time you're 100% sure it's completely clear on the inside and everything.
Oh, just another little room with another door.
This time you know without a shadow of a doubt that there is nothing wrong with this door, and there is nothing on the other side. Nothing living anyway.
Okay.
And when you get to here, you can see there's a little opening that's small enough for you to fit through. From
So
where
I pop out.
And you see another door here. And you see another, just an open, you kind of see the wall fell in, and you can see through right there.
Huh. Well, let's go check this door.
Okay. You don't hear anything, and you're pretty sure the door's not trapped.
Okay, I open the door.
Nothing happens when you open it. You go through, and it's just another empty room.
Can I fit through that crack right over here?
Because you're a small creature, yes, you can, actually.
And is this a door right here?
That is another door.
There's a lot of doors here. I'm just gonna go through the door.
You're going to chance it, nothing happens.
Yep. Another closet or...
You think it might have been a bedroom of some kind or something back in the day, you're not sure.
Okay, so gonna squeeze through here.
You see,
Again, these stairs, do they lead to any place we can go or not?
again, no. It seems like the top of these buildings have just been crumbled at this point. But you do see another door down here, but you also see the opening right here that you can just walk through. And down here you see a pathway going back that way and another building with another opening back this way. And you also see a walkway down this way. And you did see a door right there as well, but you want to finish this clearing. You see an opening right here, and you see a door. You are small enough to fit through the opening without even having to mess with the door.
Ooh. I whisper through the ring. I found a chest. Should I try to open it? And then before they respond, I head over to it and check it for traps.
It is trapped, and it is locked.
Peter says, go ahead and check it out. Just be careful. Or actually, perhaps, is it clear for one of us to be there as like a backup for you in case you need it?
Yeah, so far it's clear, but I couldn't tell you 100% how to get to me.
Okay.
Dumb question, out of character. Is Cyrus, is he still, was it Cyrus, I think? Is he still, invisible?
No, that would have ended by now.
Alright.
So, I am going to try to... You said it was trapped and locked, so I'm going to try to remove the trap and then unlock it. Well, I guess that would be for the unlock. For the trap, would be a normal roll.
I need a reflex. I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
Yeah, no problem.
Good. As soon as you start working on the wiring, the little wire that you happen to see next to the lock itself to disable it to where you can open it, you accidentally trigger the trap instead of disabling it, and a puff of, you can't tell the color because you're using you're seeing in dark vision, but a puff of smoke, I guess would be the good way to say it, puffs out almost directly in your face, and you just jump backwards quickly, barely getting out of the way. But you're fairly confident that this particular trap doesn't reset.
Okay, well then I unlock it.
And you opened it, and inside you see a lot of gold, an assortment of gems, a 45-pound bag of something. When you lift on the bag, it's pretty heavy, and there's a note inside of it as well.
What does the note say?
The note, as you read it, it says, "For the cause," and on the bottom of it, there's a dragon holding onto a heart.
Okay. Well, I take the gold and the gems and
When I say a lot
Put
of
those-
gold, the amount of gold that's in there is 1,000 gold pieces. The assorted gems is a total of 1,500 gold pieces worth of assorted gems. And the bag you'd have to investigate to try to figure out what it is.
let me investigate the bag.
All right. I am writing down loot, but I have to let a dog outside. Be right back.
You pick one of the things up that's in the bag, and it's not small by any means. One of these things are similar to the size of your hand. It looks like a scale. You can't tell the color because it is dark in here, but you have
Looks
seen
like a bag of scales.
yes. With
Okay.
with what you're proficient in, I don't know if you'd actually be able to tell what it is, but you know it's a bag of some kind of scales, large scales.
Okay. I toss all this stuff in the bag of holding. And I continue my way.
Okay.
Go back out to here. Down to here.
And as you're passing here, you see there's nothing in that little room.
Yep, nothing in there. Down to here.
I need another stealth check because you've activated that trap,
Oh.
by the way.
Not a problem.
Yeah,
33.
You're good. You're getting a lot of nat 20s tonight.
I mean, look at all that green. You're like the anti-wheat.
Okay, so
You see an alley there, a door here, and it looks like you can squeeze through an area right here.
I'm gonna run up here to see if I recognize this area. Yeah, I think I do.
That's the way you can. Well, before that, just a wisdom, real quick. Oh, intelligence
Intelligence? Okay.
to see if you remember. Yeah, you're good enough. You remember that this was the way that you went to get here to begin with, and you went through this way.
So I'm just gonna squeeze through this little area, which is very, very tight.
Yes, but you're small enough to squeeze through.
I came out here, but I did see a little opening here that I'll squeeze through.
For the record, with how long we're here, if anything was going to attack us, it probably wouldn't know that it couldn't attack us through the hut.
Okay, so I got here. Do I see that? Oh, obviously I see that thing. Do I know what it is by looking over there?
I'm back.
You can put a on our inventory. You can put a bag of scales.
45-pound bag of scales. Not sure what kind. Yeah, roll me
Okay.
an Arcana to see if you can tell what. Oh, give me a Nature. Nature or Arcana, I'd accept either one, whichever one's higher for you.
They're both the same.
You see in front of you, it looks like a big-ass lizard with 8 legs.
Okay. I don't do anything to it. I just
But-
creep my way back out. Okay.
It was looking in the opposite direction of you. It did not notice you.
And I am going to work my way this way to get back to the people. And I explain to them what I found. I pull out the bag of scales and ask if anybody knows what any of this is.
What would I roll to identify the scales?
Arcana.
Guidance on Erdogan.
They're dragon scales. Rather large dragon scales at that.
Can
The-
he tell the color?
None of you can see color right now. It's only in blacks and grays at the moment, unless you turn a light
I'm
on.
gonna prestidigitation to make a small light, just quickly enough to see what color they are.
Okay, that's easy enough to do, and it flashes a little bit. You're making a small flash, right? Just a small little poof. And you're trying to cup it for the most part just to see the scale, correct?
Yep.
It's red.
Ah,
So 45 pounds worth of red dragon scales.
I would like to use those to make a new vest.
By the way, with some of the intel that we're gathering, Deer takes a moment to kind of pass storyline onto Franlin, asking Franlin to get a message to his cousin. Just because there's this much danger in this dwarven kingdom, he's worried about his own clan.
You get a response because you guys have the same ring, obviously. Well, his is a little bit more not as good as yours, but he just made a simple one compared to yours, and he's like, "Will do."
And then I show them the note and ask them if they have any idea what that means.
Does the symbol that's on there, does that match the symbol of the cloak pin that I picked up?
Apologize.
I mean, based on the description, yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it's the same symbol.
Basically, Kadir says it sounds like it's a dead drop for loyalist members so they can get money. We have a couple of options. We can either take the loot and deny them of this, or if we want to keep it intact and try to see who picks it up at some point and follow them, would be another option open to us.
Well, we can keep the loot and still follow them.
True, but here's the deal: if they're expecting a pickup to be ready through some sort of other note through another dead drop somewhere, and it's not there, they're going to know the area is compromised, which might make it hard for us to follow anymore.
I don't necessarily think we need to follow them, though. Once we can move freely through the city, my intent is to engage with them under the auspices of my family's name.
And Kadir, they would have mentioned this to you. Another reason why you guys are doing this is to get the full, not only to get the full support of IronForge, but to allow you to investigate freely. And if your investigation bears fruit, you will also be rewarded for that.
Okay.
So, proposal for dealing with whatever's in here. They can't.
Well, now I explained to them what I found, the creature that I found, and what it looks like.
A big lizard with 8 legs. And Erdogan, without a roll, that's enough information for you to know what it is.
Basilisk.
Yes.
So how do we proceed at this point? Do we hope it's just one, or do we continue to look to see if there is more?
I can cast light on a rock and throw it out and draw them in so we can attack from within the hut and they can't hurt us. So they can't, attacks won't go through it while we're in. But we can attack outward.
Does the spell say that you can do that? Let me read that real quick. Going back.
They did it in Critical Role.
Creatures and objects within the
This ain't
dome
Critical
when you
Role.
cast the spell can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. The atmosphere inside. So you guys could technically stick your hand out and cast, but you can't cast through it.
Got explosive bolts.
And one of your members does not seem to be afraid of basilisks whatsoever.
Spells, would that apply to the unlimited ammo of the guns? The gun?
Yes, you would have to stick the barrel out before you fired it. You'd have to
I
stay
mean,
at
we're
you'd have to stay at the edge of the hut and stick your hand out every time you wanted to attack. But yes, you could
Any-
technically attack inside of it. But
any better ideas?
Well, how sturdy are they? I mean, how many hits could they take?
Do I know that?
I don't know that.
Do I know that?
roll me an Arcana, and then we'll see how much you actually know of these things. Other than their names and the fact that they can turn things to stone. Erdogan, you're not sure. Anyone else proficient in Arcana that can check it?
Not proficient.
I can't remember if Milo is proficient or not, and he's still relatively new at this. I'm still teaching him. You are not proficient in Arcana, so that would be useless. Cade, I believe, is proficient in Arcana. He is not. He is not proficient at all, so you're not sure. Too bad
Well,
people didn't inspire you or give you guidance to see what if they could improve that. But I've already made the claim that you don't know. You just know that if your eyes meet with it, they can try to turn you to stone.
Would that go through the hut?
As far as your understanding of it, it is considered a magical effect, so no.
So absolute worst case, if they can deal with more than we can throw at them, I could cast teleportation circle within the hut.
And it would draw.
And go where?
We'd go back to our keep.
And you'd have to travel all the way back.
Yeah, but Fronley
With-
has teleport.
That would be fun to see what happens.
I mean, I'm open to alternatives. It just seems like the safest way to keep us from getting petrified.
But you notice that all you guys worrying about this, Milo doesn't seem to be concerned with it at all. In fact, because he's actually eating right now, I will roleplay him a little bit. I'm not worried about getting petrified at all. I can handle this stuff if you guys want to stay back and relax.
Are you immune to petrification?
I have my God by my side.
This guy's nuts.
You insight him. He just seems
Yeah.
like he's overly confident for some reason. Like he's generally not afraid of getting petrified at all.
Can I tell if this seems like a confidence-based with reason, or
Wait. Sorry. Out of character. You said if we remain within 10 feet of him, what happens?
You all
We
get
get
to add his charisma modifier to your saving throws, and he has a
Oh.
he has a 5 to his charisma modifier.
Well, shit. I'm going with him.
Yeah, I'm good.
If you stay within 10 feet of him.
Oh, we're going to stay within 10 feet.
We're all within 10 feet except right now.
So are we not fighting from within the circle or the hut?
Kadir doesn't think we have to. I mean, we can try it, but if we have to, stay within 10 feet, and basically it's just, um, we'll have to do a coordinated movement if the DM will allow it.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, I could draw them here.
Basically,
the one.
for you to understand, Kadir, technically, you are within his 10-foot radius right now, and it's always up. This, as long as he's awake.
They're all in it right now.
No, I know what I'm saying, but I'm saying like if we are going out to fight these things, not drawing him back here, we have to have a coordinated movement because if he moves, say, 15 feet away from us, that leaves the rest of us open.
If I'm not mistaken, if he wants to move at his full movement, none of you can actually keep up with him.
Oh, I differ on that. I think
What's your speed?
35.
His is
And
50.
I can bonus action. Oh.
And then I have haste.
I can move
cocked and ready.
105 feet in a turn with using my action and my bonus action.
I can move 500 feet.
Because you can dimension door.
Yep.
I can move my hand from the table holding the mug up to my mouth to drink the delicious ale inside.
I mean, if we're gonna fight, let's fight. Come on.
Let's go.
I could cast haste on Cyrus and he can keep up with me.
No, I'm just saying like if you're giving us bonuses to our saving throws, I'm not worried.
But I'm not planning on running ahead anyway.
Also,
So-
Milo can mention, and he can draw a sword at this moment. With this sword in my hand, I get advantage on any spell or magical effect thrown my way.
Oh yeah, the Avenger.
As you say that, Kadir pulls out a small hammer from his belt pouch. And
That is the stolen item in question.
Poor old man.
But what's Kadir doing? As Cyrus says that while he's doing it.
contemplating party side. He pulls out the hammer and twirls it about, and all of a sudden it's a gigantic warhammer.
So are we done being stealthy?
Well, we don't know how many are here. I was gonna lead you guys to where I found the one, and we could take care of that one. Do you think there's more than one?
You want to
Yeah.
check the corridor back to the right?
Does anybody have any spells that allows them to know about living creatures anywhere near them?
Don't I?
Well, my question is this. Would that, if we were to make any light here, would that one you saw be able to see it from where it's at?
I doubt it.
All right, I'm going to suggest the group that I'm going to cast light on one of my bolts, and I'm going to launch it in this direction,
Which direction?
down there,
I still didn't see. Let me back out and see it now.
down there.
Okay.
Any objections?
Nope.
All right, launch it.
9.
How long does your light last?
An hour. And it's not concentration.
Okay, so you're putting a bolt pretty much right here. I need an attack roll to see how well you aim right there.
Are you shooting it there, or are you just shooting it down the corridor to see
I'm
how far
shooting.
it goes?
Shooting it down there, so you can go as far as it wants. I'm not trying to hit anything. I'm just trying to light that area up.
I was just trying to make sure that you were aiming and it would sink into the ground, or if it was going to bounce or things like that. That's all. So, light it up one more time where you're trying to hit, because you made your shot rather well.
That direction.
And what's the range of your light spell? Okay, 20-foot bright light, and then 20-foot dim light. And then you can see it's lighting up the cavern as you're casting it too. And this cavern, just like the other ones, it's just as big. And now you actually should be able to see that light in that radius. If you look down, you should be able to see a lot of things. And then,
Yes.
as you're doing that,
Wow.
you can hear further south from where you're at. And then off to the left, in response, and not too far from you, actually, in this building right here, you hear that as again.
Oh, you did it now again.
Seriously, guys, I thought we weren't going to go to that party that my ex-girlfriend's invited us to.
Oh god.
And they're all going to go on one turn together. The ones that could actually see this. So I'm going to put one final token in here that you guys can't just straight up kill for the purposes of rolling initiative, because now we're going to go with initiative.
Initiative.
Yeah, initiative.
Why? Do they know we're here, or are they just trying to attack that bolt?
They're going after the bolt, but it's still...
AFK 1 second.
You're still going into combat from this. And now it's time for something I should have already had up.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
I want to check on something. So my research, and I want to verify, I need house ruling. It says guidance technically would work on initiative rolls. Do you allow that?
It's an ability check, so yes.
Sweet. Guidance. I'm going to roll. Well,
I would say that you cast it on yourself just before the initiative roll happened, and you can do that for yourself.
nice. 26.
I'll alter that for you. Where's everyone else's initiative?
I rolled, it didn't go up.
You didn't click on your token then. Milo, I need you to roll yourself again.
I'll adjust mine to the first roll.
You have to use your first one. You can't use that nat 20, so yours is actually at 19. And it's not up again because you didn't click on your token. You have to click on your token before you roll initiative, Milo.
God, you noob. Now you owe me gold.
Click on your token and then roll initiative. And Cade, whenever you show up, I need an initiative from you as well.
Alright. Wait.
You're still not on here.
Do you want to click on that?
No. Is your token on there?
No.
You click on your token on the field. And then click the initiative roll.
Like that.
Just like that. And you actually get a 19. And now we're going to descend. Erdogan, you get to go first.
I'm loading up a bolt and I'm gonna wait until I see things gather around the one I launched. Loading up my explosive bolt.
I think there's
Yeah, I'm
something
gonna-
wrong with Cyrus's initiative. That doesn't seem right.
What,
Really?
because he rolled a 9?
I
Yeah,
rolled a
he
4 and my
always-
initiative is five. It's 5, so yeah, it's right.
Are you sure? You're always in the 20s.
Well, I normally roll better than a 4.
Okay, so you're getting a bolt ready and having it sticking out of the dome ready to fire when you're confident in what you see, correct?
Yep, this is an explosive bolt.
Okay. So you're readying that action and ending your turn. Kadir, what are you doing?
Wait.
You didn't end your turn. You didn't say you ended your turn, so what were you going to do?
I will go to inspire Cade.
How are you going to inspire him?
I mean, 1.5 square inches is pretty good for a halfling.
Kate, your confidence got slightly boosted.
It's cubic, you asshole.
Never mind, you were inspired through anger. So what are you, what's your inspirations at now with D8?
D10.
Okay, you get a D10 to use however you want within the next minute.
Right.
And now, Kadir, you're up. What do you want to do?
10 minutes.
Kadir is going to. If I move, okay, I'm still within the circle just to get a little bit closer. Anything, I'm going to hold the spell Sacred Flame, and if something gets within the radius of 60 feet, I'm going to unleash the Sacred Flame.
Okay. You're readying
End
that. You're not going to do anything with your bonus action?
I got nothing I can really. Oh, well, no, I'm saving it this round.
Okay. Milo, you're up. What are you doing?
Shout Leroy Jenkins uncharged towards the light.
Would it be?
The-
Would it? I'm asking.
I got 5 copper pieces that says he actually
Would it
charges
be-
back towards the elevator.
Smart enough to put shield of faith up.
As your action, you thinking.
That's awesome. As an action, he's thinking.
As action, I think, because I'm a noob. I draw my sword and put up my shield of faith. Alright, I whip out my sword.
Shield of Faith is a bonus action.
Mhm.
And what
Isn't turning my shield into the dagger to the sword also a bonus action? Okay, I just okay, I want to put up my shield of faith and defer my turn.
Hello?
My bad. All right, I've drawn my sword. Put up as a bonus action shield of faith, and I'm readying my toll of the dead if anything comes around.
And are you ending your turn with that?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now it's Cade's turn.
I'm going to hold my action. Eldritch Blast until something comes along.
Obviously, summoning your sword.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all holding your actions except for Cyrus, who rolled a low initiative.
You're on what now?
They're going to McDonald's. She wants Mickey D's. Sarah's.
Stop.
Oh, it's a Mexican lasagna.
These are dashing.
Yeah, we've been prepared to suffer.
Let me double check because they are moving their full movement and then dashing, which
I already told them about the boat.
they got a shitty movement.
The tea and the lasagna was for supper.
You got Milo's tea?
Yeah.
How many did you get?
A gallon.
And that's their full movement. What are any of you doing?
Nothing, not in range yet.
Yep, they're not close enough, so I'm same deal. Holding my bolt till they get closer.
Okay, so Cyrus, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Okay, so through the ring, I am asking. So how exactly do these things turn you to stone?
It's a magic effect based on making eye contact.
Gotcha. So, bonus action, I am going to hide behind Erdogan.
Show me that hide. Oh, that's uncharacteristically
that is-
low.
A 1 and a 2.
Wait, if one of those was a 1, you get to re-roll that one.
I do get to, so let me go back to normal. And
It's not much better.
I've used all my 20s. So,
I see that. So, luckily, Erdogan, you would know this based off of just a little bit of knowledge that you've gained. They are not the most perceptive creatures. So,
Probably don't realize we're over here. There's attacking the bolt.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I'm gonna stay right there and hold my action, and I will throw my key when one of them gets in to range. So I don't think they're in range right now. No, they're not even in my long distance range. So I'm gonna stay there with my stealthy 17.
don't forget about your coin. There might be something you can do with that.
Oh my God, yes. Oh yes. Okay. I'll keep my coin in mind.
Okay, so are you ending your turn with your dagger in hand, your key ready to throw?
I am. That is my coin.
Now, Cage, that's true. You can hit it within range. It's in with range for you. That one is at least. Are you going to hit it, or are you going to hold off? I'm going to allow you to choose. Cade is
I'd hold.
asking.
Hold.
Okay. Erdogan, you're up, and you said that you were going to do the same thing as before, just getting ready to shoot that bolt when they're more within
Now
range.
I'm holding my I'm gonna cast Fireball when once they surround that.
Okay. Fireball is now your answer. Got it. Are you doing anything else, or are you just readying Fireball? Are you gonna?
Reading Fireball.
You can. Okay. Are you ending your turn?
And now I'm going to inspire Cyrus. I have it on good authority that Cyrus's is 1.6 square inches.
More like 1 3/4, but close enough.
Okay, so Kadir, you're up.
I'm gonna move here. And same thing, same spell readied, and we're gonna call that my turn.
Okay, Milo, you're up. What would you like to do with your bonus action this time?
I would like to.
I would like to lower my turn my proto shield into my proto blade.
Okay,
That's
you never activated your shield to begin with, so you would just be
Oh shit.
you'd be bringing out your blade. That's all you'd be doing.
Okay, yeah. Just bringing out my blade.
And for the rest of you, what you see is him holding out his arm, and the gem that you saw before on his old arm was blue. This one's well, you can't see color, but a blade pops out, and it does produce a little light. So now you can see it. The gem starts producing a little bit of light. It's not enough to actually radiate, but think of it like a little glow stick. You can see the glow stick, but nothing really around it. It's purple, and it produces a purple blade that goes out past his hand. So now it looks like he's still wielding swords. That's your bonus action. What would you like to do with your action? Just ready, toll the dead again, just in case? He said yep, and he's ending his turn.
I'm so used to muting, dude. Yes, I would like to ready up Toll of the Dead.
Cade, you're up again. What are you doing? Just readying, doing the same thing as before, readying.
Yeah, I'll keep it ready until they start to go.
Okay. The Basilisk's turn. I'm going to go with the one that's the furthest away. And it's going to dash right there. This one is going to go here. This one's going to come out to the light. This one's going to come out and dash towards the light. And this one's just going to come to the light as well. And some of them still have some movement, but they're investigating the light now. And for all of you, you can see that their eyes start shining blue as they're looking at the light.
That's good enough.
You would hit all 4 of those. Oh yeah, I forgot this one. And it's just going to dash right there.
You loot.
Okay, you throw as soon as they get there. You throw a bead of fireball through your finger. You're casting your loot, and then you swing your loot to throw a small bead at the end of your loot out. And now they have to make a dex save, all 4 of them. Fail, 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 and fail. I don't know why I rolled, because they get a negative to their dexterity. So all 4 of them fail, and they take 28 points of fire damage. I believe that they... Yep.
You're not close enough at 60 feet.
Minus 28. Minus 28. I said minus 28. minus 28, and minus 28. So,
And I imagine that was a bit loud for anything we hadn't gotten the attention of yet.
yeah, that was rather boomy. And they all know you're there now, so they're not really paying attention to the light. So,
Oh, that's my turn.
well, it wasn't your turn. That's your saved action. Everyone else has their
right.
saved actions. Who is going to do something? Because this is the basilisk's turn before it goes to Cyrus. Cyrus, you still have your held action until your turn. So,
Yeah, they're still not in range for my dagger.
Ditto for my stuff.
okay, so Cade is the only one that can do something within this range. So, Cade, which one are you gonna hit? Who are you gonna hit? What you gonna hit? How are you gonna hit it?
I was gonna Eldritch Blast when they said to fire. If they hadn't said fire yet, I wouldn't.
They said let them have it because they're within range.
All right. I'll hit this one.
How many Eldritch
Over on
Blasts
the
do you
corner.
have? You get 2, right?
Yeah, 2.
So, which one are you hitting?
Remember, you have to stick your hand outside of the hut.
So you'd have to take
Yes,
one step
Panda.
forward.
All right.
I'm going to say you took one step forward to begin with because you knew that. Besides, you couldn't really stand in that spot because there is a statue. Okay, so which one were you aiming at?
This one. I'll use re-roll that one and use the inspiration die on the second one. It's a D10.
Yes.
Add a 9 to the 15.
Okay, now re-roll that one because you can. You still hit that one with the 19 with the 24 for 1 point of force damage.
Beep. And all right.
And that was your held action.
Yeah.
Cyrus, your turn. They've all done what they can do.
Okay. So there's 4 of them down there that we can see. They have our attention now, well, at least the attention of the people in the hut.
As far as you know, you're still relatively hidden.
Well, since I have a feeling they're coming, I'm gonna move. Into here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to hold my turn until one of them comes within my range and I can see them, which would probably be about somewhere in this line here.
Okay, I would say that you could actually stand in this square up against the wall and be
Okay.
able to look out so you could have a little bit better range up into this area to be able to see
Okay,
and
so
throw. That way you can immediately go back just so you can avoid a gaze.
there we go. That's what I'm going to do with... That's what I'm going to do with my turn, yep.
Erdogan, your turn. What are you doing?
I will start by inspiring myself. No one fires bolts like I can. Man. And at this distance, I will be firing at disadvantage with an explosive bolt.
Okay. And for you, technically, all you really have to do is stand up and shoot. I don't know if you
Yes.
realize that.
Yeah.
Because you can stand up out of this tiny hut.
And I'm aiming at the middle one.
So it's a 16 total? No, 17 total? That hits.
So that's the piercing.
It's the only one that gets that particular piercing. But the fire and the other thing, they have to make dexterity saves. The other one doesn't get a save at all. It gets hit by it all.
That's for bludgeoning. And that's for fire.
Okay, so do you remember what the DC was for them to not get hit?
No.
One on the left, one on the right. The one on the right saves, the one on the left gets hit. And when it saves, it still takes half. So this one takes the whole thing. That's 5, 9, 12 points of damage. Minus 12. And this one on this side takes 7. Minus 7. And this one takes half of that, so I'm going to round up to say 4. 2 and 2. So, because I round up for monsters. So 4 minus 4.
That's my turn.
Okay. Kadir, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm switching it up now a little bit. I'm just changing the spell, but same thing. I'm gonna sit here, look pretty, and wait for them to get within my range. But I'm gonna ready Toll of the Dead instead.
Makes sense. They did take a fireball to the face and then an explosive bolt. And that's all you're doing? Correct? Are you ending your turn?
I am ending my turn.
Okay. Milo,
Sorry,
you're up.
I don't know if I pushed them.
Okay. So I'm gonna charge in. Straight ahead.
You only get 50 feet of movement.
50 feet. 50 feet of movement. Okay. I'm gonna pop the middle one. Is that 50 feet correct?
I don't know.
Here.
I'm guessing.
Here's 50 feet. You
Oh,
can
God.
see it on the screen.
There we go. There we go. I'm gonna charge in.
You were standing here, so 50 feet is right here or here. You can pick these
Oh, you're
three.
You
breaking
can see my
my
line,
heart.
right?
Yeah.
You can move.
Yeah. Bam.
One more.
You can go one more square.
Bam.
And you can go to this square
one.
or this square.
All right.
You know what? Just let me do this, and then you'll know.
You're breaking my heart.
You can move here, here, or here. Your call.
There. There's absolutely fine. And can I hit them from here with Toll of the Dead?
Yes.
I want to pop the middle one. And let me get to it.
Do you want to use your bonus action to do anything? Because Toll the Dead is an action.
Bonus action. No.
Okay.
As far as I know, no, I do not.
So you want to hit the middle one with Toll the Dead. Got it.
Yes, sir.
Then you cast that Toll the Dead, and
Am I rolling with a normal disadvantage or advantage?
you don't roll for this.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Quite literally, all
Yeah.
you do is click on Toll the Dead in your sheet, which I don't know if I made Toll the Dead up for you.
I do not believe.
Nope, you have to go to your spells, and then click on
Yes.
Toll the Dead.
Click on Toll of the Dead. Bam.
And for you, at your level, would be 2d12 for damage. So, /2d12. /R 2d12. And it has a wisdom saving throw of 17.
Oh shit! Never mind. My bad.
It failed its saving throw.
Leave
So,
me.
of the one in the middle. / not question mark.
Yeah.
Question
Alright.
slash.
Is there a space in between the two D12? No. There you go.
So you rush up and then you go as far as you can, and you immediately cast Toll the Dead for the one in the middle, and it starts hearing bells in its head, and its head blows up.
Beautiful.
And you use your action and your movement. You have a bonus if you want to do anything, but
I would like to bring up my shield.
so you're turning your blade back into a shield.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that increases your AC. Got it.
25. Or wait,
No, 23.
23. I have Shield of Faith up.
25 then. You're right. I apologize. Now it is the end of your turn. Cade, you're up.
I will cast Hunter's Mark on this one.
Which one? Okay. You've Hunter's marked that one?
Then Eldritch Blast it.
Okay.
Nope.
They both miss, unfortunately.
No, it might.
You're ending your turn, and now it's their turn. And they're starting their turn, and how close are you to them?
35 roughly.
Yep. So you were just out of their range. Okay. So this one is going to immediately go towards you, but it has to dash, and it's in your face. This one is going to go do the same thing to be in your
Heads up.
face.
As soon as that first one got within its space, my Toll of the Dead would go off.
Yep. Go ahead and do that, and I'm going to give it its saving throw.
Sure.
It's, what did I do?
It's all your fault.
And you guys are starting to notice more popping out. And yeah, that's what they did. That's all they could do. Cyrus, your turn.
Okay. Cyrus is gonna pop out here. And
Don't forget that you've been inspired, so you have inspiration. If you have to throw at disadvantage.
yeah, so I'm going to throw my key at how far can I throw that thing?
What did Mikey do?
Your key, if you don't remember,
I think it's 60. I think it's 2060, right?
yes, 20 with at normal, 60 at disadvantage.
Okay. I will throw it at this guy. At disadvantage.
But for the fact that it can't see you, you get to re-roll that one.
Yep, I get to reroll the one.
So good. I mean, it doesn't really matter that it was at disadvantage at this moment. Well, 18 is your roll. And that hits.
Awesome, and he's within 5 feet of a ally.
And it can't see you.
So-
So that's 16. That's 24. 26 points of damage.
26 points of damage, yes.
As soon as it gets up towards Milo, you pop out, see it, throw your key. It turns into a dagger and hits it right in the head, and it dies. And your dagger turning back into key goes back into your hand.
And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to run up behind this pillar here, and my bonus action to hide.
Okay. That's a big boulder, but you can call it a pillar.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Erdogan, your turn.
I'm just gonna launch a regular bolt at disadvantage on that guy.
Okay.
Still have disadvantage on. Bloop.
You shoot over its head.
Okay. And I will inspire Kadir. I'm the meaning in your life. I'm your inspiration.
I am thus inspired
You get a D10 to use however you want.
to commit seppuku after that song.
And that's my turn.
Kadir, you're up.
All right. Well, that other one that is close to my buddy there is we're gonna watch the DM make a saving throw for me.
You're doing another Toll the Dead?
I am.
It failed. It rolled a 19, but it gets a -1, so it failed.
You mean it rolled an 18 and gets a 7? No. My DC is 17. You have an 18 on there. So even with a -1, it meets the DC.
Oh, I was looking at the damage thinking it was the DC for some reason. So it succeeded. My bad.
See? I called that. And Kadir's going to just pout. End turn.
Milo, starting on your turn, I need 2 Constitution saving throws from you. Because you have 2 basilisks within your range.
Boom.
You're fine. You get these at advantage. You get these at advantage.
Oh, my bad. Bam. Advantage.
So just roll one more because those would. Yep, you're fine. You're not turned to stone at all.
Oh god, that was a net 1.
Yeah, good thing it's at advantage.
Alright.
So take your turn.
So this one is going to... I'm going to... I have my shield up. Yeah, I have my shield up. So I'm going to try to strike him down with my Holy Avenger. The seal.
You don't have advantage on the attack.
My bad.
But 18 hits.
There we go. Normal.
Are you dumping smite in it or holding on to your smites for now?
I'm holding on to my smites for now.
Okay, so just click on the name Holy Avenger in the chat and we'll see what damage you did.
Can I quickly ask through the ring for Milo to move closer to us?
Minus 12.
Yes, after my...
Since he still has movement this turn.
You have another attack with your sword.
I am going to do the exact same thing.
You still hit. Go ahead and show that damage.
9, and then I will...
You hit. Hold on. You hit it with your first attack. You realize it's still standing, and then stab it right in between the eyes, killing this one.
And then I move back. 1 second. Sorry. Is there? Fine. Is here fine? Oh god.
He's asking if that was good for you, or do you want him to get closer?
That's good.
Okay, so you're ending your turn, or you want to do something with that bonus?
Yeah, since I backed up,
Since I backed up, I will use my bonus to turn my shield into my dagger.
Sword, but okay. Blade.
My not lightsaber.
Okay, so you've done all you can do. Cade, you're up.
Is the one alive that I marked?
Yes.
All right, I'll attack it again.
The first one hits, second one does not.
So
So that is
14.
14 points of damage. Minus 14. It's still standing up, but doesn't look pretty. Are you doing anything else, or are you ending your turn? Okay. It is now these things' turns. Okay, and then this last one. And hold on a second.
Having technical difficulties. That is all. He washes his hands. Anybody there?
Got here.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh god. That fucking that fucking hurt.
That's because words can hurt.
And we're back.
Apologize for that. I had some technical issues that I had to take care of, and that's their turn. That's all they could do. So, Cyrus, your turn, and I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Am I within 10 feet of Milo?
No, and you also didn't say you were going to hide again, so they could
I
see
did
you.
too. I rolled a stealth check to hide. I rolled a 25.
A second after you hit them. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I remember I ran down here and said pillar instead of boulder.
Oh yeah, my bad. Then they don't see you. They're not looking in your direction, so you're fine.
Okay. So, oops. I can see these two. Can I tell which one looks worse for wear, and which one is in much better shape?
The one next to Milo seems like it's the one that's been bombarded a lot and survived the explosions and everything. The one that's still coming up doesn't look like it's taken any damage at all.
That's the one I'm going to hit then, the one that's coming up that has taken no damage. I am going to throw my key at it.
That hits. And it doesn't know you're there.
So 23 points of damage.
To the one that hasn't taken damage.
Yet to the one that has not taken any damage.
Minus 23.
And then I am going to use my movement.
You're small, so you could actually squeeze in between there if you wanted to.
Yeah. I'm going to move to there, and with my bonus action, hide.
Thank you for correcting me on that last one, and give me that stealth check.
30.
Okay. And that's your turn, correct?
That is my turn.
Now, Erdogan.
I will step forward.
But at the start of your turn, you can feel that the basilisk closest to Erdogan, closest to Milo, just staring you down, trying to look into your soul, even though it's looking at him, and you're looking back. You can feel like some type of magical force is trying to hit you, but it seems like the tiny hut is actually doing what it's supposed to, and it's not allowing the effect to go through. So you're fine.
I'm targeting that one. Regular bolt. Whoops, I was still rolling at disadvantage. That's 24.
24 hits. 6 points of damage. Minus 6.
I'm gonna strum my loot. Gonna die to a hut. Yeah, something like that.
Vicious Mockery. Wisdom saving throw with your loot. I'm guessing my dice
Right.
just don't like deer. 8 points
Not
of damage.
today.
8 points of damage, and as you say that, it's while it doesn't understand what you're saying, you still disparage it so much that it dies.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay. Kadir, you're up.
I move right here. I pull out my nifty special warhammer and take a swing at it, or toss it at it.
Which you did before the battle started, turn it into a warhammer,
I did.
which was smart.
It's a 26 hit.
Obviously, yes.
Nine bludgeoning, 3 fire just from the hammer, and then the additional fire from being a forge cleric. Oh wow, lovely rolls.
Oh, it's still 14 points of damage. No. Yes, 14 points of damage. Minus 14.
And I am going to use the last 5 of my movement to back up. I am not going to directly stare at the basilisk.
So you're more or less using the last little bit of your stuff to look away from it.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for mentioning that. Are you ending your turn?
Yes, sorry.
Milo, you're up. What would you like to do?
I would like to approach the beast. Bam. While dual wielding my Avengers, I would like to slash him once.
So the way that
Okay, so I'm going to dual wield slash.
that hits,
And I would like to single hand slash as well.
no, you can't. That's not how that
Oh.
works. By the way,
Wait, okay, sorry.
you can't grip it with both hands when you have the blade out. Your hand is locked in place.
Well, okay, then single slash. Does that hit?
That first 11, which would have been your first attack, technically misses. So it gets out of the way. Show me your second attack.
Same thing.
That also misses. Show me your proto blade attack.
Yes. Yeah. And
That also misses.
I'm awful.
This one seems like it's a lot more spry than the other ones that you've all killed so far, and just is able to get out of the way of each one of your attacks. Would you like to back up to be next to Kadir?
Yes, I would, because
Because you attacked at it, even though you
Yes, I would, because I'm terrified at this point.
because you attacked at it and you have your mobility feat, it does not get an attack of opportunity against you.
good.
And are you ending your turn?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Cage, you're up. Cage, you're up.
We do the same thing.
Okay. This is not the one that you hunters marked, by the way, so you would have to move your hunters mark
Alright,
over.
I'll move it to the one at the far end down there.
Okay. Are you aiming at this one down here?
Yeah.
That's within your range, and they both hit.
I get Hunter's Mark twice.
So that's a lot of damage.
26 points of damage.
8, 7, 6, 5.
Well, 3, 2, 1.
Minus 26. That was a good hit.
I'll end my turn.
Cat immediately gets eaten. Basilisk's turn. That's where this one goes, and this one goes right here. And it's going to try to show Milo how it's done and attack him. We're going to try to bite Milo. But misses. Milo is able to put his Broto blade in its mouth to keep it from actually biting down. And that's their turn. Cyrus, your turn.
Okay. Cyrus is gonna pop back out here. Nope. One more square. There. Toss the key again.
That hits, even though you, yeah. You don't really get advantage on the hit, but while it's trying to bite Milo with its mouth up, trying to get a hold of him, and he has his proto blade in its mouth, fending it off, you throw your dagger directly in the back of its skull, and it falls limp.
And move back again, and bonus action, hide.
Which makes perfect sense. Erdogan, you're up.
I was a little far away.
If you leave the hut dissipates.
Yeah, but we're not really using it that much at this point. I'll just take disadvantage on a regular bolt.
Still hits. Five piercing.
How far away is that?
That's 5.
Yep, just within range. And I'm going to shout, Basilisk has small PP.
And that's a wisdom. It fails, taking another 5, so you did 10 points of damage.
That's my turn.
Okay, Kadir, you were checking the measurements. How close are you to this basilisk?
40 feet.
You are outside of its range, so I do not need a Constitution save from you. You can take your turn normally. And besides, you said you were looking away anyway. You were intentionally looking away.
Has that thing been hit?
This
Yes.
one has. Yes, it just got hit.
Toll the dead.
Cutting words at...
You can cutting words a saving throw?
Is it a ability check? I can cutting word ability checks.
Okay. Then cutting words it with your reaction. It fails. It takes 14 points of damage. Minus 14. It looks like it's barely standing at this point.
Well, that's Kadir's turn.
Milo, your turn
I would like
to rage.
uh
I couldn't help myself.
shut up. I want to. Can I approach the beast?
With the way your movement works, you can get right directly at it.
All right. I would like to. Yes, I would like to use a bonus action to take down my proto blade and take 2 slashes at it while dual wielding my Holy Avenger.
Two-handing. You're going to use it as
Yes.
two-handed. Okay. That hits.
And then hit it again.
Just show me the damage on that one first.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
How would you like to do this?
Go for the head.
Okay, as you charge up, you drop your shield, rushing, grabbing your blue seal in 2 hands. You jump to the side and immediately cut its head off, killing it.
And I do a victory dance on its body.
Everything in the area that you've seen is now dead.
Excellent. People can harvest basilisk parts if they want. I'm going to take a. Before I do anything, I'm going to attempt to take a short rest to recover my inspirations.
Okay, so you're
How
taking.
long does your hut last?
8 hours, so long as I'm inside it.
I'll help to harvest.
Okay, anybody trying to harvest, I need a survival check from them. Or who's ever going to be doing it can get assistance from someone else.
Is anybody trained in survival right now?
That's a good question. Are any of you trained in survival?
Not high, says the me.
Nope.
All right. Kadir cast guidance on himself for his survival check.
Milo is trained in survival.
No, Cade is just better at it. And it's Katir.
So I got a 20.
I'm aiding you.
You successfully get about a pint of basilisk blood. One of them happens to be a female, so you grab a few of the unlaid eggs out of inside of it.
You can re-roll to see if you get that 20. I'm aiding you.
Oh, he's aiding you, so go ahead and roll again, Kadir. Yeah, you still got over a 20, though. So you get 2 unlaid basilisk eggs, a pint of basilisk blood. You get the 2 undamaged basilisk eyes, and about 10 teeth. Be careful with the teeth because they are poisonous, which you are very careful with.
They're all doing that. I am going to continue to scout the area to see if I find anything else. So I am gonna go all stealthy again. And before it wears off, I am gonna use the guidance, the inspiration that Erdogan gave me, which is a 1d10?
Yes.
For a total of a 35 for my stealth.
Got it. Go ahead and go.
Before he does that, I put the bolt that Erdogan casts in his back pocket.
Sleight of hand. Which the
With
bolt
guidance.
is actually down here. That is...
With the 20.
That's above his passive perception, so you successfully slipped the... you walk down while working on the...
So is he not going to notice that there's a bright light coming from his
Yeah.
eyes?
He will after a couple moments of walking away. Is like, why is it so bright in here with my goggles on? I would say you get about to here and you notice the arrows in your back pocket.
Was that not destroyed by my fireball?
It's considered a magical... That's actually a good question.
The arrow would have been destroyed, but the arrowhead, the bolt would have been destroyed, but the head of the bolt, which is made of metal, would have still survived. That was dug into the ground. That was partially dug into the ground. That was cascading the spell itself. So that would have still
So
been
for
around.
it to emit light, it would have to be partly out of my pocket, would it not?
Yeah, he put it out of your pocket just a little bit. That's why it took you so long to realize there was light coming out from behind your butt.
So I just shove it the rest of the way into my pocket. So it kills all the light.
Okay. We're going to just put it here and say it's in your pocket. And if you want to use it, I'll move it over to your area.
Okay, so do I see that? Is that really there?
Yes.
So I say through the ring, hey guys, we've got a large spider down here.
Delicious. Does it look friendly?
I don't know, but here, since it doesn't know that I'm here yet, Does 29 hit it?
It does.
Been our friend.
32 points of damage.
As soon as your bolt hits it, you hear a crack and you see it splitting and then falling apart.
Okay. Never mind on the spider. We're good.
You immediately realize it was a statue.
Huh. Well, there's a new stealth check. So now I'm seeing a whole bunch of spider statues.
And you also happen to see a gigantic crack in the wall from when this pillar fell. Roll a wisdom check for me. Not a save, just a check.
Not at advantage though, so
Spider just came out of there. Keep going. You can squeeze through that. You can go here. You're small enough you can squeeze through that, yeah.
ah.
You're using your tiny body to get through every little nook and cranny you can.
I am.
I'm going to say you're moving through here quietly and everything. About 20 minutes have gone by at this point. And you get to this point right here. And you hear a loud boom.
You hear that loud boom?
You all hear it. It echoes throughout the entire cavern. And it's coming from, for you, Cyrus, to the northeast. To you guys, it's just to the east.
So Cyrus starts making his way that way.
With your passive perception, you could hear breathing on the other side of the wall that you just passed too, by the way.
This wall?
Yes.
There's no door in here.
There's a door right there.
Oh, is there?
Know what's going on?
You don't hear anything on the other side of this door. It doesn't seem to be trapped, but it is locked. This is the first door you've come across that's actually locked, which you easily unlock.
So there's a door here. Stairs the same way, nothing upstairs.
Pretty much. There's also a door on this side right here. But you heard the noise from over this direction.
Oops. That's just a 25 perception and an 18 investigation.
You don't hear anything on the other side of the door, and this one doesn't seem to be locked. Or trapped.
Okay. Back to here.
Another door. You think you might hear something, but you're not sure. But the door doesn't seem to be trapped. But you try to push it open, and it does seem to be locked. You use your thieves' tools to easily get it open. Or at least you use your special key to easily unlock the door.
AFK.
And
I look in, and what do I see? Are those Erdogan's rock friends?
No, you see gray-skinned, white-haired, dwarf-looking things.
Sure, that's
And then
fine.
do they see me?
With your
Being that,
stealth check that you made, definitely don't.
but being that I just opened that door.
Well, you're doing it stealthily because
Yeah.
you use your stealth. So no, they don't
And
notice
what
you
are they
at all.
doing?
It looks like they're kind of speaking. That they're just talking to each other very quietly. You do you speak Undercommon?
No.
Then you have no idea
Dude.
what they're saying.
I do my best to try to through the ring repeat what they're saying to the best of my ability, just to mimic their what they're saying. Does
I speak
anybody speak?
Undercommon.
Okay, so
Do
how
I
good of
make
a
out what
job
he's saying?
did I say, or did I just butcher a language?
I don't know. Do I have to
Erdogan,
roll intelligence check or a wisdom check?
Erdogan and Kadir both speak Undercommon, correct?
Yes.
To the best of what you can make out to what he's saying in his head, some of the words don't seem to make any sense whatsoever. But you could pick up the word loud, hide here, not leave, things like that to the most part. Keep treasure safe. You did hear that part.
We're going after him.
Has Cyrus, are you describing the creatures that you're seeing?
Yes, I would have described them. And
So then I
just
would be
continue.
able to tell that it's a freaking Durger.
Yeah. Which you know how dwarves feel about them.
We need to wipe the scum out.
Especially since they're in a dwarven, they're below a dwarven city.
Absolutely. We need to get rid of them now.
Well, I'm gonna release the. Where I can't. It's not concentration. I don't have to release it. I'm just gonna walk out, and the thing disappears.
And to the best of his ability, he tells you guys how to get down there. And are you guys trying to stealth at all, or are you just heading down there as fast as possible?
I'm going to try to stealth, but I'm also going to use the bardic inspiration that I got from Erdogan.
That would have long since ended.
Never mind. Then I'm just going to stealth with my guidance.
I just love how you guys are so stealthy.
Do I roll stealth?
You need to roll a stealth as well. Did you pull your blade back, or do you still have it out, or do you have your shield out because you turned it to a no? You just turned you deactivated it
I
altogether.
deactivated it all.
So you get a regular stealth at this point.
Alright.
So do I know they're coming? Have they
Oh,
let me know that they're coming?
Yeah, we
You'll
told
hear
you
me
we're coming.
I'm playing my loot.
Okay, so they're coming. I'm gonna step back out and just patiently wait for them here.
Where?
Okay, so I'm just being as loud as fucking possible, apparently.
you start walking, and it's like every single thing you could step on, you're just crunching.
Positive where I'm going.
He directs you the same way Kadir's heading, this way.
So once I hear them, because obviously I can hear every one of them.
Kate coming?
I'm gonna move him, but he's gonna have to roll his own stealth when he comes back.
I'm gonna, yeah. Once I hear them coming, I'm going to stealth back in there and initiate this combat.
Okay, which way are we going from here?
With how bad Milo rolled a nat 1, immediately once he gets to this corner, that's a statue. That's not him. Once you pass that
The
statue,
statues are coming after us.
I'm gonna say as soon as you guys saw that one statue, you can see that that was not actually part of the guard. The armor he's wearing is different. The appearance of the dwarf itself is different. That's one of these guys that got turned by one of the basilisks.
Okay.
But as soon as Milo turns through this corner, he immediately face plants. And Cyrus, you definitely hear that.
Okay, I head back in, nice and quiet, like as they're
Yep.
working their way here.
But we still don't know where you are.
I gave you directions.
I'm going to move him here so you guys can see the door. And there's a door down
Appreciate
here.
you.
And at this point, I'm going to let you guys get to this door right here before Cyrus actually attacks. And you have to roll another initiative real quick.
So, this is what
Alright.
Cyrus is gonna do.
Before Cyrus actually finishes through with his attack, what do you want me? Because I would know different things about dark dwarves. What would you? I want to do a wisdom check to see what I would tell him, just to make sure that he's careful.
You would know that, like yourself, they are resistant to poison, but they're also resistant, unlike you, to spells and illusions, as well as resistant to being charmed or paralyzed.
So I would pass on all this information to him.
Okay.
Do I know about out of character? Do I know about the enlarging and the invisibility stuff?
That I would need a check on your part. Give me a history to see if you would have had any history, if it would have
With
came up in
guidance.
your past.
With guidance or not?
Yes, you would know that they can choose to make themselves bigger if they want to.
And I don't know in 5e, do they still get the invisibility stuff?
Yes, you would know about that as well.
So I would tell him to wait for us, because if we can't see them, we can't attack them.
Okay, I'll wait for them.
But Cyrus
But
can
they'll
hear
be-
through the door. He's trying to translate what he's through the ring, what he's hearing them say, and the best that he could do it for you guys that can speak Undercommon, it sounds like he says, "What was that foot? Be on your garden." How did you get a 22 with... Oh, how do you get... I'm confused.
I don't know why
Yeah, I've
it's
never seen blue.
Because you got a double roll. It's a 20 plus a 1 plus a 2. I don't get it. But you...
Why? Yeah, why are you rolling 2 d20s?
So you got
I
a...
just hit the button once.
I mean, you still technically only got a 22, like you should have, but that's still confusing.
Yeah, and then I got 2 for guidance, so I got a 24.
Okay, I'll alter that for you. Has everybody rolled an initiative except for Cade again?
If he's not here, give him an 8.
How about a 6? Okay, that sounds appropriate. Cyrus gets to go first regardless. But I'm going to say this
Okay.
before Cyrus takes his turn. Milo, while leaning against that wall, getting prepared to charge in,
Yes.
the wall feels really brittle. Do you relay that information to the others?
I like to keep secrets. Yes, I relay it to the others.
Kadir then says, I'll make the hole. You guys go through it. Through the ring, of course.
Okay, Cyrus, go ahead and take your turn.
Okay, so knowing what he has told me, I am using the exploding bolt, but I am also using my bonus action to dip that exploding bolt. How many bolts can I douse with one dose of poison?
Remember, I told you they're resistant to poison.
I'm a
but you're
poisoner. Nobody's resistant to poison.
So, what was your question?
So how many bolts can I douse with one thing of poison? Is it just one?
One dose of poison would coat one weapon or one projectile. But if you have an entire thing of it, just a dip in it, I would say that you could probably get away with 5.
Okay, so then I'm gonna dip one. I'm gonna dip the exploding bolt in the concentrated poison and firing at this guy right there.
So, what does the poisoner feat tell you exactly?
Poisoner feat. Here, I'll share it.
Okay, so you get away from his resistances, but you don't get away from the fact that he has advantage on saving throws.
No, I do not.
But you don't have to worry about his resistance. Good to know. So you're concentrated, I believe, has a DC of 18.
DC of it's 15 and it's 7d6 or half on a failed save.
I was thinking of a different poison, and that is a. Well, you got to see if you hit with a bolt first.
Okay, so
and which
back
one
to
you
my
hitting?
bolt.
This one, or the one further away?
I was gonna hit this one.
Okay. You creep the door open, see it, and fire. 16.
16.
Just hits.
Excellent. So 15 sneak, 10 piercing for a total of 25. Then 7.
Nice. 25.
How do I do 76?
Slash R 7d6. But that's a Constitution save, I believe.
Yep. And then
But he has
Erdogan, what did you
advantage
have
on
down
these.
for the exploding bolt?
You add a 1d6 bludgeoning, 1d6 fire.
He does resist the poison, but he takes half damage from that.
So that's bludgeoning and that's fire.
The other one is just out of the range of that, so you don't have to worry about the explosion on him. They have to be within 5 feet of each other. Or did I say 10 feet?
30.
Erdogan, do you remember if I said 5 or 10 feet?
You said 5.
Okay, so yeah, the other one's out of the range. But
So 30 points of damage and then half of the 17.
But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, he only had 1 HP after the initial hit from the crossbow bolt. So when it hits him and it explodes with all that poison and everything, there's dark dwarf everywhere. It's gone. There's just from the belt up. There's nothing. But then you start hearing, and you can those of you that understand Undercommon understand what's being said. You can hear them speaking in a few different rooms. It's like, we're under attack. We're under attack. Defend yourself. But that's being said in Undercommon. Are you doing
Alright,
The
anything?
one that one that witnessed his friend explode get any sort of negative to his morale?
You don't know. You're not in the room.
And then, as a nope, no, I use my bonus action. So, that's the end of my turn.
You're not going to try to step back at all. Make them have to come to you a
Nah.
little bit better. Okay, Kadir, you're up.
Well, it's real simple. You said the wall is brittle. Using all my dwarven knowledge of stuff, I'm going to take a big swing at it, trying to take a chunk out of it.
You know you have advantage on this attack, and you get critical damage regardless.
Yes, I do.
That hits. It's a freaking wall.
And then
We're just going to double up the damage on everything. So you rolled a 5, so that's
20.
you rolled a 5, so that's a 15. That's a 14. Then 7, that's a 7. That's a 14, so that's 28. And then another 5, another 4, that's 30. Yeah, you break the wall. You bust the wall down. You guys can literally walk through that spot right there.
I had 2 more movements, so I'm going to make those movements just like that. That's where I would be. And that would be end turn.
Okay. Erdogan, you're up, and you can walk right here, which you did.
I'm just gonna walk through right up to him. First, I'm gonna say, "Prepare your anus," and I'm gonna say that in Undercommon. Do the loot.
This is a spell. But it doesn't matter what he rolls. He takes 10 damage regardless. Minus 10. That hits. So 11 points of damage. On top of that, please tell me you're stabbing him in the anus.
Yep. I snuck up behind him.
He's still standing, but he's not. He dropped his weapon and he's holding his butt. Is that your turn?
Again, consent. You have to ask for consent.
That's my turn.
Okay, so let's see what these guys can do.
According to Erdogan, just being in the same room with him constitutes consent. Did anybody else's screen just glow?
No. Okay, so this one that you just did that to. Is going to cast invisibility on itself.
Stop.
That stops it. As it's trying to cast invisibility on itself, you stop it, and its eyes are wide.
Just like its anus now.
And in a panic, it's going to grab one of its javelins in its back and try to poke you with it, Erdogan. For a 16. Because it doesn't have advantage on this.
Is a missy miss.
And that's its turn. That's all their turns. Milo, you're up. You can go through the wall now.
Alright.
You guys do see a door here and a door here, by the way, and this one dark dwarf.
Milo, kill it.
I don't see anything. Oh, my bad. I don't see anything.
See anything? I can go through where?
You just went through it. No, well, no, don't stand on me.
You see this guy right here?
Oh, okay. Got it. So I approach him, and
Move over, down over one if you still have the movement.
He definitely has the movement.
That is called
I-
flanking. You
I
get
can
advantage.
do this
No,
and
go
still
up.
be fine.
Yeah, well, that's flanking. You also give Erdogan flanking advantage if it happens to live.
You draw your sword and you can attack at advantage now because of where you're standing.
Advantage. Oh,
So without even bothering trying to raise your shield or anything, you can grip your sword 2 hands and attack it with advantage. That hits. And you immediately cut its head off.
you're welcome.
But in this room, you can hear something slamming against this door right here like it's trying to bar it. And you can hear others sounding like they're trying to come from down this way and over here.
Okay, so as I have a bonus action, correct?
You still have a bonus, and you still have one more attack, technically, but you've used a good bit of your movement.
As a bonus attack, as a bonus, I would like to raise up
5,
my
10,
shield.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You have 10 more feet of movement. And yeah, you got your shield up. Now you have 23 because your Shield of Faith is gone. It ended a while ago.
Okay. And I approach the sound over here. Is that enough movement?
Where?
Up here.
Okay, you were standing here.
I was standing here. I move here.
You can stand right there, which is not quite the door.
And I guess I end my turn.
Okay, Cade, you're up. What do you want to do?
Where are we at? Sorry. I've been busy dealing with other stuff too.
That's fine.
Just got done killing 2 dark orc dwarfs.
I mean,
There's a hole right here, and there's a door right here. You can go through either one.
okay, so I'll come in here. And what's going on?
They killed everything in the room that they're in, which they're in this room right here.
So, down.
You can go through this door right here if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go through.
And you see another one right there.
Right, I will, my hunter's mark has passed. Use the rest of my movement and
How long does
slice
your
it.
hunter's mark last?
Sure. I think if you don't have a target for it, it disappears.
Okay. So,
Um,
do you have that
duration.
much movement?
Okay, duration of up to an hour. I have 30.
So you
I
were
can use bonus to click my heels.
okay. So you did that to get all the way down here. Got it. And so yeah, it's been over an hour because somebody decided they wanted to take a rest.
All right, then I'll swing twice with my blade.
You're not quite in range. You have to take one more step forward. There you go. Show me that damage. The first one hits, the second one does not. So 14 points of damage. Minus
And
14.
in my turn.
Okay, Cyrus, you're up, and you hear fighting coming back into the main entrance of this house, but you also hear something scrambling at this door right here.
Okay, so I'm going to use my normal movement to move right next to this door.
What?
On the way, I pulled out my adamantine sword, and I am now swinging that at this door.
Okay,
Well, yeah.
roll that damage. That definitely hits the door.
Yeah, I don't get sneak attack, I'm assuming, with...
Yeah, give me the sneak attack.
Oh no,
Give
the
me the
door
sneak attack?
totally saw him coming.
Yeah, give me the sneak attack.
Okay, so hey, same piercing.
Okay,
So it'd be
against the
40 sneak attack and 10 piercing.
no, it's 20 sneak attack and 10, more or less 10 pierce against the door. You slash through the door easily enough, and then you hear as you hear another one from behind the door as you slice through the door like it was butter, fall down to the ground dead.
Oh.
That's why I needed the sneak attack.
Nice. So that was... So I still have a bonus action left. So I'm going to use that to dash into the room. And I'm going to say room is cleared. There's a chest in here.
Yep.
But knowing that I heard people on the other side, so I used 5 to walk into the room. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I can move back to there.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Kadir, you're up.
All right, so it seems like that's covered.
You taking your shortcut to go through this? I have a quick question. How do you guys like this map and the way I set it up?
I like it.
I do too.
Yeah, it's cool.
The darkness is pretty fucking awesome.
You have no idea how long it took me to set this map up this way.
Well, you know, you've raised the game. There are now expectations.
Another.
At disadvantage, I am going to try to hit the Dark Dwarf throwing my Warhammer.
Okay. That just hits.
Sweet.
Your rage is seeing these foul abominations just without throwing your extra damage in at all. That kills it. You throw it directly at its head, concaving its head, and your hammer comes back to your hand.
And that will be my turn.
Erdogan, you're up. But on your turn, before you do anything, up to the northeast from here, you hear what sounds similar to the roar of a dragon like you heard on the ship. Now take your turn.
I'm sure that's fine. No cause for concern. My full movement will get me there. And I can bonus action. And that.
That's all you can do? Get right there?
Yep.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. And then suddenly another one pops out of the door in front of both of you and is like, "Good." And it's like, what the And that's all he can do. He can't even try to back up or anything. Milo, your turn. There's the hole in the wall right here that you can pass through. There's this, or you can say they got this and I'm just going to wait here.
1 second. They are here, correct?
They're down that way, and you don't know how the rest of the outline of this place is, so you can go through that door and see.
Oh god.
Through the ring, I would like to tell Cade how to say "prepare your anus" in Undercommon.
And you can see that dude right there.
All right, I would like to stay where I am. And 1 second, let me go back to my core. I would like to throw my returning javelin.
Okay, throw me that damage. It's within range for a regular attack. So 18 hits.
My bad. 18 hits.
So 10 points of damage. And Cade, for you to understand this, he throws a javelin and you can feel it scrape across the top of your head, but it doesn't do any damage. It doesn't cut you. It just grazes the top of your head like petting you and hits this thing right in the chest. It's not dead, but it's hurt.
Stab it in the anus.
And
Hey, I had a
that's
question.
all you can do.
Watch where you throw that thing.
Did
No.
you say that it's a returning javelin?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So when it goes to pull out to return to him, would that cause more damage?
No, because I don't feel like reworking it.
Okay.
Show me that damage, Cade. How do you want to do this?
The same way he always does it.
I'm gonna stab it in the anus.
Are you stabbing? After it got stabbed in the chest with the javelin, it's pulling back out. Blood just squirts out, and was looking up,
I'm
surprised.
before the javelin returns. I grab it, rip it out, and then just throw it back up to Milo, and just angrily stab the guy in front of me, telling Milo, "Watch where you throw that goddamn thing."
And he falls down dead from that. Fighting is over. There is nothing else. You can hear nothing else.
And I'm gonna run. Loot! Where'd the chest go? There was a chest in here.
It was a mimic. It ran away.
It's in this room.
Oh, loot!
I cast guidance on Cyrus to check it for traps.
Alright, I'm going to pick it with my dagger and a bolt.
That would give you
Then
disadvantage.
I'm going to stand back by the door.
I will inspire myself.
I'm going to hide behind the Cyrus.
You don't even know if it's locked. You're just going to try to pick it.
Yep.
Why are you... Oh, yeah, you have no choice but to use dexterity. 21.
Was it locked?
You start working with the locking mechanism, and you hear a click.
He just locked it.
And the locking mechanism just falls off.
Success. Alright, unlocked it for you. Feel free to check it for traps.
Generally, you check for traps before you unlock, but you know.
Reminder, guidance is on you, Cyrus.
Okay, I'm gonna use it. Guidance is 8,
4.
4, 9.
Seem-
Looks clear.
Yep, looks clear.
Pop the thing open.
Nothing happens. Inside of there is 200 platinum pieces, a beautiful silver circlet, and a deck of cards.
Hey guys, I'm lost.
Interesting.
Fucking-
Just keep going
found
south.
Found you.
I'm gonna look at the.
Platinum.
I'm gonna look at the cards.
Okay.
Before he actually looks at the cards, I use the wand to detect magic over the circlet and the deck of cards.
They
Is
are
anything glowing?
they are both glowing.
All right, so I let him know that. Do we want to wait a minute and I can cast Identify on the cards and the circlet?
I'm drawing one.
Okay, so you
We
draw the
both know what
card.
this is.
As soon as you draw a card, it happens to be. It looks like a goblin. And out of the card pops a goblin.
What does the goblin do?
Just stands there.
It's an illusionary deck. Right.
You effectively deduce that it's a deck of illusions.
I was hoping it was a deck of many things.
Of course you were.
That's what I was hoping you would think.
I don't need this.
What can this deck do?
Makes illusions. You draw a card, and whatever the card is appears as an illusion.
Oh.
Seems useful for someone who can be stealthy and make illusions undetected.
Very much so, especially since it doesn't require attunement.
Either way, I don't need it. I'm going to hand it over to Cyrus.
And you're taking a few minutes, and you hear another loud crash to the northeast. But after a little bit of time passes by, you realize what the circlet is pops into your head. It's a circlet of blasting.
All right. Toss it over to Erdogan. You'd like to throw the fire crap.
The
Does
circlet
he
of
have to attune to
blasting.
it?
I will tell you as soon as it pops up. I was working on that. It should have popped up by now. It's running a little slow. There it goes. It does not require attunement. And while wearing the circlet, you can use an action to cast the Scorching Ray spell with it. When you make the spell's attacks, you do so with an attack bonus of +5. The circlet can't be used this way again until the next dawn, so you get once a day the spell Scorching Ray.
Anybody want it? Or do you want me to keep it in the pile?
But it does the chest does have 200 platinum in it, by the way.
I got that too. It's all
Yep.
written down.
I don't need it.
All right. All right. Well, for fun and games, Kadir puts a circlet on his head and says, "Let's go find out what that big crash was." Cyrus, if you would lead us in a stealth.
Everybody give me another stealth check. Now, if Cyrus wants to, since you're pretty sure you've cleared most of the things except for whatever that big loud noise is, Cyrus could roll pass without a trace, so everybody gets a +10.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll roll that.
All right, then I'm effectively sitting at an 18.
And 29.
casually playing my loop.
Nope.
40.
You got a 19. So you're all really freaking stealthy right now.
Playing it softly.
Cyrus, lead the way.
It's,
Well, going back down through here.
I was just going to move you all as a party out the building.
Okay.
Sure.
Because I can see
Yeah,
everything.
go for
We're
it.
approaching that noise, right?
Yes.
Put her again. Yeah, there you go.
So, weren't we gonna have a stop here at 6?
We're going to get to this one spot, and then we are. My wife's getting ready
Okay.
anyway.
I'm sure we can deal with whatever's making that noise.
You can hear it coming from this alley right here. You can all just move as a party, or would you prefer me to move you all? With
Move
Cyrus
us.
going first.
I would think me and Cyrus go up there first.
AFK 1 second.
Milo's never been one for sitting still, so is he going to just follow them?
I'm gonna go this way. Around the corner. This is a big map.
Well, everything about this place is big.
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm gonna get to about here and stop.
I'm back.
And I'm like, I think that Warforge that we fought earlier is over here. I'm thinking through the ring. Milo, that was before you. So you probably haven't seen this Warforge.
When you see this Warforged, it looks identical to the one that you saw in the main chamber of where the obelisk was, yes.
I continue walking.
You can all do whatever you want. How far can you see from here? What can you see in that other room?
Nothing past here.
Where?
Nothing past here, and then nothing past here. Up.
That's as far as I can see.
So you can't
And then
see in
nothing
here at all?
past here. Nope.
No, I can't see past the Warforge that's sitting
Well,
right
there's
there.
If
a
I
little
move here,
line
I
right
can-
here.
If I move here, I can see something right here.
There's not a block for you guys to not be able to see, though.
Still dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's dark, dark vision is activated.
The Warforged doesn't seem like it notices you guys at all.
Does it seem friendly?
It looks like it's just standing there.
I cast guidance on Erdogan to go charm its way.
So now, standing here, I can see a partial circle starting about right there, but that's about it.
Oh, roll a perception check at disadvantage.
Lovin'.
You can't really tell what it is, but whatever it is, you can tell it's not moving. But
10 minutes.
you hear something moving in there.
Is this like this thing like right here? Is this a barrier?
I'm gonna say it was a barrier, but there's a big ass hole in the middle of it. And these what are doors are broken open.
And the Warforge, even at this point, isn't registering us at all.
I'll tell you, you're within 10 feet of it, correct?
I am now within 10 feet of it. Yep.
Give me a second.
And I have a stealth of 40.
As soon as you get within 10 feet of it, it looks directly at you.
Is it doing doing anything?
It says in a loud voice, orders. And then you hear in the other room a voice that you've heard before.
A voice have I heard before?
A voice you've heard before, too. I'll be right there. And then on the other side of the door, none of you recognize this person, but you've heard the voice. Milo, on the other hand, you know this face. You know it well. It's the face of the man that took your arm.
Do I know his name?
Yes, Satosh. We've been over this multiple times.
Yes, I was going to say Satosh.
And this is where we're going to end off for the night.